Hey. What's going on, everybody? How is everybody doing tonight? What's going on? Another Wednesday. First live stream in the new year. Let me go ahead and turn up the music. Make sure all of that is connected. Because, as per usual, it's not. Alright, so we got that going. Music's going. Mic's up. Let's make sure that our browser is connected. Let's go like this. Yep. It is not because, you know, it works right before you hit going live. Ain't that fun? Ain't that fun? Alright, but we'll be fast because I'm already a professional at this. Alright, browser window, properties, bam, nope, bam, there we go. And now, we should be ready to go. Alright, what's up everybody? Let's see who's in here. We got Eric, what's going on? Diecast, Mr. Walkman, Thor, Jeff, what's going on, Jeff? Iceman's here. Arthorge making his way in. We got Mike, Runovic, Martin, Loaded. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. So this live stream is brought to you by two things. One is, as per usual, 3DMax is going to give away a spool of filament. So there is going to be a link right there. That's the link right over here. If you go ahead and click that, that should take you to a gleam.io link where you can fill out a single question, basic info, and then you can win a spool of filament at the end of the stream. Hey Alex, what's going on? We got crab wire in here. Belting, nice. Yeah, and the second thing the stream is brought to you by is me and my new store at shop@3dprintsos.com. There's also a link down in the description. I have some new shirts up, some cool new merch for you guys to check out. I just added the dreaded blob. I'm sure some of you have witnessed this evil deed here. Maybe even with the same hot end. Who knows? But we got that We got that in the shop. Here's a sneak peek at some of the other ones. Let's go back home. We got the boat race, speed boat race. I think I've already showed that off before. I am wearing the older design and color scheme of Fedor's 3D printed spaghetti, but that's another good one. If you guys are into 3D printed spaghetti, I guess let's just check out the other products as well. We have a desktop work mat, so you guys don't destroy your tables. All kinds of cool different hot ends I illustrated. Got my logo on the bottom right there. Discreet, not in your face, looking good. This is 15.5 by 31 inches, so should be a pretty good size there. Added another really cool mug. This is the hot ends as well, so they kind of wrap all the way around the mug and with my little logo in the center there. But it's a two-color mug, so the black is on the inside. It's just a cool looking mug. So that's another thing I added to the store. What else we got? Yeah, a bunch of stuff. Added this hoodie in here, you know, due to popular request. I still want to make a zip one of some sort, but you know, the logos get smaller on the zip one, so I just haven't done it yet. I would still love some other ideas for the store if you guys got any. Because I think just having more fun merch that's not just my logo is definitely going to be the goal this year. I'm going to try to just fill this thing with a bunch of cool stuff that hopefully you guys like. And you could look this cool, which, you know, come on. Everyone wants to be that cool. Anyway, so 3DMax give away a single spool at the end of the stream. And of course, shop.3dprintsos. Ruined the CHC. Oh man, yeah, that's a bummer. Yeah, one of my buddies just got his first 3D printer a few days ago, and instantly had a blob because the nozzle was loose. So yeah, that's a bummer. But you know, what can you do? It's life. It's life. But yeah, one of my buddies just got his first 3D printer a few days ago, and instantly had a blob because the nozzle was loose. So yeah, that's a bummer. But you know, what can you do? It's life. It's life. And the same day that I put the Blob shirt up onto the store. So today's stream was because I did a poll in the last live right before the new year. My K1 comes tomorrow. Nice, congrats. That's gonna be fun. So I did a poll asking people what they wanted to see, and it was too close to call. I actually went through, I tallied every single thing, and I think all 4 options that I had on there were between like 2, maybe 3, between all 4 votes. So I had to do another vote. I did it in the community tab. I think like 120 or so people voted, and it was very clearly that everyone wanted to see the 3D printed airplane. I think this has been sitting for over a year. There is a coat of dust on this. Hopefully nothing has deformed too much. There's still a lot to clean up on this, but I think we should just get started, and then that way we'll at least have this thing in the air. I do want to go through some of the stuff that I have, because I did buy, at least at the time, I thought everything. You know, I have like the carbon rods that we need. This is, I believe, for the wing. Yeah, CA hinge sheet. This is another prop. I have batteries. And then this whole thing, I can't test at the moment. But this whole thing is all of the electronics, all going to an ELRS receiver, which is no longer hooked up to my current radio, because I swapped the radios in between this. I also have a second ELRS receiver just in case I need it. This might have a slightly better radio antenna. I do like the T antennas a little bit better, but this should be more than enough. ELRS has quite a bit of range, and you know, my entire goal is just to get this thing off the ground, because if I can get it in the air, that's all I really want. So we'll have to go through that at some point. I'm not going to be able to do that on stream, actually, because unfortunately, if I try to hook up to the old ELRS system, I have to jump off Wi-Fi. And if I jump off Wi-Fi, I will lose the stream. So I'm not going to do that. So I'll have to do that off stream and then show you guys at some point, I guess when we get a little closer to building this thing, how all the electronics function. I am definitely no expert in anything airplanes. I am definitely significantly more versed in quads. I'm a UAV pilot, licensed pilot. I fly all kinds of quads, build quads. I'm building another one right now. So that I'm very familiar with. But planes, something clicks in my brain, and because I can't just stop and hover, it's mind-boggling to me in there. So I'm going to need some help from everyone setting it up, I think. And I know there's a lot of people watching that are into this stuff. So I think today I kind of want to just get all the pieces out, see what we need to do, and then work on the wing. Because I think that's the first part here. If we go to my browser over here. Also, by the way, if some camera or audio doesn't work, please let me know before I get too deep. But the plane is a QTrainer from 3DLabPrint. I included a link down in the description. I believe it's $16 right now for it. And I chose this because it looks very beginner friendly. Some of the reviews are that it is beginner friendly. It's easy to print, and most importantly, you can print it with PLA. And this entire project was printed in 3DMax's Xtreme PLA, so the strong stuff, which I thought would be fun to use for this. It's not any heavier than regular PLA, so that should be okay. And this should have plenty of power, even though it is regular PLA and not the foamy, air stuff. So, shouldn't be too complicated, but still pretty involved. So I think we should just get everything out. Make sure, first of all, I have everything that we need to get going. And then, if I need to order stuff for the next one, we'll do it. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. Here, let's zoom in to here. Yeah, there's a bunch of specs. I did look through this again. I do have the correct motor. I do have a 40 amp electronic speed controller. I do have 3000 milliamp batteries. Yeah, the only thing I don't know is how many rods we need. I think I use them for other stuff, so we'll see. Also, Also very important is all of this was printed pre-Core XY boom. This was all printed on a bunch of machines I was testing that weren't necessarily the most accurate and the best printing machines. So some of the stuff doesn't have perfectly flat like edges. So I'm gonna have to like sandpaper and clean up some of the stuff. I don't expect this to be perfect. If there's gonna be some gaps, I'm gonna try to fill them in, maybe with some CA glue. You know how you can do like the baking soda trick? I might do some of that depending on how bad the gaps are. But I know there's gonna be some issues here or there. I did notice that this plane is also on printables. So if you have a Prusa machine, all that stuff is there, which is really nice. However, they did mention that it might be slightly different than the official files. So that's also worth looking at. All right, did I zoom in a little bit too much on this? Yeah, I think so. Where am I? Okay, print it, we did that. We have all the files. Assembly right here. So wing assembly, we're gonna do this part. And there's also a video, which I pulled up, I believe. I did. Let's get it queued up just in case I'm gonna need it. There we go. Whoops, of course I pressed something instantly. Oh, okay, commercial. We'll check back on that later. Let me catch up. Philip, Happy New Year. Yep, Mr. Walkman. Nice, man. Just bought the 3D print. Hey, nice. The mug. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so anyone that buys from the store gets a little personalized video message. So whenever I get a chance, I'll take a little video to send. I thought that was kind of cool that you can do that in the store. Here, let's skip this. All right, here we go. Yep, we'll leave it there just in case we need it. Papa's here. How you doing, Papa? Xtreme's printing the Cub. Yeah, the Cub is super cool, and the lightweight PLA is also cool. And you printed it in the correct color. That bright yellow looks so good, so good. So the Cub actually came out after I already had this printed. So this thing has been in here for a really long time. Lightweight instead of the foaming PLA. Very runny, but printed beautifully. Nice, cool. Okay. Everyone can see me, hear me. Music's not too loud, all that good stuff. Everything's good, so I can just go on and jump into it. Let me know, please. Yep, just got your order, Iceman. Nice. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I think I'm just. I have a bunch of other ideas for just designs. I literally have a notebook full, so I'll just on my free time I'll just continuously add more and more fun stuff. Turn down the music just a tad, sure. Let's see, music right there. All right, that should be down. Glad you noticed, but I'll follow up with another in red. Stuff choice color reverse. Nice. Your link didn't work on here. I had to go through the old link. What do you mean? Which one, Iceman? The link to what? The shop? It should be shop.3dprintsos. Yeah, shop.3dprintsos. All right, hold on, let me check it. I remember there was an issue last time, and I guess it's possible that I totally forgot it. I think I made a store by accident or something. Oh, let's go content, live. Give me a sec, everybody. Save. Let's go in. Yep, it's because I put store. It's my bad. It's shop. That's what I need to do. I need to forward store just to go to shop because sometimes I say it by accident. Let's see. Yep, and then this part needs to go here as well. All right, let me hit save. Yeah, it should be shop.3dprintsos.com. There you go. Thank you for pointing that out. Yet again, like I said, I had this problem last time just because I didn't do it right. Hold on, let me also quickly, while I'm in here, fix the tags because it looks like I didn't add tags to this video, which means some people might not end up here. So let me grab them. Here we go. Let's go back down to the description. playlist. This is a live. And then, do we have a plain build yet? I don't think we have a plain build, do we? Oh yeah, right here. Yep, let's do that. Done. 2 playlists. Show more. Let me add these tags. Bada bing, bada boom. Save. All right, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna exit that. Everything should be good. Okay. Cool. All right, let's check out a little bit of what I got going on in this bin. All right, and that's how we're gonna lay out the wing. So the color scheme is white and red, and then I will eventually cut some decals, I think, just to have a proper build. This was originally sponsored by 3DMax, so they did cover the cost of the electronics for the project, which was really cool. And I did use those electronics and more, because I broke stuff, on the previous airplane that I tried to practice on, the cardboard version. I believe this is the center. Oh, speaking of the center, so this is how the center attaches. It kind of just glues together. And I saw on Thingiverse... Oh, and I instantly broke it. Okay, cool. So I will set that to reprint. I'll show you in a sec what I did here. All right, let's get that off. Can I reprint it through here? Let's see. Yep, print. Yeah, I want to do leveling. Print. Okay, I'll just throw that piece out. Essentially, we got these little guys, and these should help align the 2 wings together. You cover everything in glue, and the 2 pieces should fit. So this goes on top like that. What in the world was that? This goes on top like that, and then you glue it on, and then you smother everything in glue, and then when you put the other one on, it slides inside and should help align everything. So I have some of those pieces, and I'm going to reprint them because, like I said, I broke it. But this should be a pretty big airplane. I think the wingspan was, what, 4.5 feet or something along those lines? Yeah, and it looks like all the edges I have to clean up, but that shouldn't really be a problem. Oh, that's loud. As long as all the pieces are here, and I don't have to reprint anything, that would be goals. I got the landing gear printed in TPU. Another thing I'm excited about is just this bin. This was printed on the MINGDA Pro in a 0.6 millimeter nozzle and a 0.8 millimeter height. So, nice trash can to have around. I can't wait to see this thing fly. Immediately crash. Hey, that's what happened with the cardboard one repeatedly over and over again. So that's not only a potential, that's a likely. Hey F1 Hot Rod, how you doing? No worries about being late. You're here, and I appreciate it. All right, what else we got? Looks like there's some gray pieces in there that I don't remember. All right, looks like that might be an aileron. Here's a little piece. How about we just maybe take most of it out and see what's up? And I will fix the camera in a minute. Is there a point in taking it all out? I don't know. All right, what are these bits here? This looks like the tail end. Yeah. Yes. And that's the tail. That's the nose. That's the... Yep, okay. We got the little cone for the front. Here we go. I need that piece. And that should be it. The rest is different. We got black, red, black, gray. All right, all these bits can go back in for now. And then let me determine what I need and don't need. Let's go ahead and lift this up a little bit so you guys can see a little bit more of the work area. So I have some CA glue. I'm probably gonna have to buy some more. Funny enough, see how that's like halfway filled? That's brand new and never used, so that's fun. Thanks, Amazon. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Good game. I had 2 weeks off for Christmas and I still didn't get time to assemble the Reborn 2. I'm a failure. Not a failure, you know, just things get in the way. You need a break from doing stuff. Dang, Feder, that thing, I think Flying Bear owes you some money. You have sold a lot of Reborn 2s. Actually, no, I've only sold maybe like a handful. I don't think many people use my link, at least. So there's no way for me to know how many I sold, if that makes sense. Kind of similar to Voxlab Aquila's, I guess, you know? Oh, this is definitely the tail. I remember the tail has landing gear that turns, so that can't be it. All right, let's determine what is what. Okay, that's also part of the tail section. I believe it goes like that in some way, shape, or form. Also, maybe. Yeah. There we go. That's a part of the tail. Okay, so that can go back, and then we'll figure out these pieces in a second. All right, you go back. All right, let's look at this graph here. Let me maybe take a blade. And let's figure that out. I'm gonna need this reamer. Might have to bust out the good old Hodo vacuum. Oh, what we got going on here? Hey, Jonathan, how you doing? A lot of members in Discord have them now. Nice, good. I love to see it. It's a cool printer. Lauren with the 5 gifted. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Lauren. Thank you. I achieved 7K acceleration on my Reborn 2. Nice, that's pretty good. What did you call me? Lots of names, Rob. Reborn 2? The derogatory name? Alright, let's see. So we need this little guy. Alright, maybe I'll put both of them next to each other so I can figure this out. Then we have that piece. Then there is a longer one, which I'm guessing is this guy. How does it go? Not like that. How does this line up? All right, that goes with that for sure. This guy goes with this for sure. And do they have ends? They have ends. And this is all up in the air. Because the shape's slightly different, so that's kind of weird. Oh, there's another one. Oh, there is a tail section rudder. There's a rudder somewhere here, I bet. Right, the tail has these as well. Right, that's what's happening? Yes. Okay, these are for the tail. Okay, I thought I was going crazy. Alright, that goes here. This goes to this one, like that. That goes to this one. Okay, there we go. We got that laid out. All right. This is the, what are they called? Not the ailerons. Tailerons. Stir on the tail. I don't remember what they're called. First step, print RC plane. Step 2, print single seat full size plane. What could go wrong? Nice. Temu filament. Temu. Hey, Demon, how you doing? There was so much sick stuff going on everywhere. I was sick a little bit before that. Yeah, I don't even think I had a live that one time. I was just sick. So, glad you're feeling better. Hey, Gryfang, how you doing? I'll be so lost putting a plane together. What do you think? I'm not going to be lost? Hey, Droman, how you doing? The real spirit cat. What's up? Let's see what we got going on. Oh, we got crazy spaghetti happening. Look at that. How appropriate. I knew I was hearing wild noises over here. I wonder what happened. I wasn't paying any attention. Look at that. We actually got spaghetti while I'm wearing the shirt. That's almost poetic. Yeah, printing's canceled. All right, let's try again. Let's do the leveling. Print. Look at that. Fetter's 3D printed spaghetti. Love it. Hey, Swamper, what's going on? It's funny, but planes used to be made from cloth, sticks, and a motor, so I think filament might be a step up. Yeah, for sure. It depends, because this stuff, you know, PLA, it tends to explode. So we'll see how it works. Lightweight PLA is probably a little bit more appropriate, but this stuff's pretty strong. So we will see. Maybe it'll break the ground instead. All right, one wing at a time. So now that we have this laid out and in my way, I guess we could put this together first. Baby steps? No, I'm gonna do it as per directions, and I believe the directions were to, I guess the directions are just this, assemble this. All right, I'm gonna do the big stuff first. Okay, let's find these tail section pieces. All right, we're gonna need this guy, followed by a large wing piece, which kind of looks like this. Nope, that's this piece. Yeah, this piece is gonna need some cleanup for sure. All right, this has a pipe down the middle, so that's got to be L2 over here. Which one is gonna be L1? That's gonna be this guy. Interesting. Okay, so that is going to go together like this. That's looking pretty decent. There's a little tiny bit of a gap. I'll try to clean that up a bit. Nothing too crazy. All right, so that's going from left to right. So you guys are seeing it right here, and I'm putting it together in reverse, I guess. All right, then we have this guy. That's L4. It's going over here. This is gonna be this wing. That's gonna connect. Okay, that's not too bad. It lifts up a little bit in the corners, but I'll clean that up some. Yeah, can you guys see that there's tiny little gaps? Maybe not. Yeah, there you go. You can see that one. Tiny little gap there. All right, and then the tail end goes on that, which the tail end definitely has some gaps. You know, keep in mind, all these prints are single layer, right? They're all basically vase mode. So they're very thin on the outside. So these were printed on bed slingers, just doing their thing. Like I said, not the most accurate bed slingers either. So they're not absolutely perfect. It would have been fine back then, but not today, if that makes sense. All right, and then this little part, okay, that's with the curved wing portion. So that's the first part right here that I'm missing, like that. Okay, and then pointing downward is gonna be these pieces. So that would make one wing. Okay, now we have a plan. This thing is gonna be huge. It's gonna be crazy. Let's see what we got. Let's see. How wide is this thing gonna be? I believe it's 4.5 feet long in wingspan, about 4.5 feet. From the last, it's been a while since I looked. Like, it's been well over a year. Which printer made the Sketty? The Adventurer 5M. I'm not sure why either. This is the first time I've had any kind of weirdness go with it, but like it's homing right now, and it made some clicking sound before. It's not now. But last time I used it was, I guess about 2 weeks ago, maybe a little more. I printed some TPU on it. Zoomy sent me this little, the cutest of vice grips for my table here, and I made this TPU gasket in Fusion so that the table doesn't get destroyed and chewed up. And it printed it absolutely flawlessly, and that was the last time I used it. I cleaned it out, and you know, I'm not even warming it up. Like, that's the type of machine where I'm using it how people that are first getting into 3D printing it would use it. Like, they would just click print and go. Yeah, there you go. Now it's flawless. I wonder what happened. Yeah, now it looks absolutely great. But honestly, that machine, the Adventurer 5M, has been surprising. It's the quality that it produces is really, really good. My gripe is just the fact that it's using open source firmware without open sourcing it, which is I have a problem with that. But otherwise, I'm really surprised by it, really. Hey, Patrick, good to see you in here, buddy. The Pro really hoping it helps ghosting artifacts and ugly prints. Hope so too, Demon. 52-inch wingspan. Oh, okay. So yeah, 4.3 feet. Yeah, okay. A little under 4.5, I guess. All belted, lot of belt for 400. Nice. Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, 400 core XY. That's a lot of belt. That's almost spaghetti right there. This is already the best 3D printing channel. Nice. RC Plane just makes a gap from you to Thomas. Oh yeah, right. He did one too, right? I appreciate that. What have I missed? Hey, Caleb. Just sorting things to start gluing and cleaning up. They actually print in a vase mode. Right, right. No, there's no infill. The way that it works is it goes in and out. So these lines that you see on here, the external ones, you're not actually seeing through. You are actually seeing those lines because of the cleverness that is done here. It basically folds every layer in because it's a continuous line. So all this stuff is just absolutely brilliant, and you know, it even has little notches in it that help you align everything and gaps on the other end. So yeah, and it's a very interesting print. The settings are interesting. You print really hot, and you print really slow, and you print one layer in some really specific settings. And I remember some of the printers I was using had some problems with it. Jonathan, hopefully that answers that. Welcome to my RB2 same. Way stable, just a workhorse now. Replaced the bed I ruined too. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I want a new hot end on mine. I have all new electronics just sitting there right there mocking me. Oh, I even put it up on a table. Will it turn? Camera? I even got another table and put it up so it's not on the floor. I don't know if you guys can see my my Voron over here. Really just going next level with this thing. Hold on, I put up the wrong symbol. Here we go. It's this one. Oh, yeah. Huh? Got some bracing in there. The VZ-Bot bracing for the front, since everything else has bracing the way the Trident works. So yeah, auxiliary cooling, all filtration systems. Should be able to literally print anything. The only thing that it's missing is multicolor, and this is the year of multicolor, right? 2024 gonna be, come on, 2024 gonna be the year of, there we go. 2024 gonna be the year of multicolor, so hopefully we can resolve that to some degree. I like the clever vase mode grid Trinity bins. I printed, yeah, exactly. Actually, really similar to that. I got a dragon. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Arthorch, can you send me anything about that? How you attached it? I was gonna design a new bracket to hold, but can you maybe give me some pointers on that? I also would like to put a dragon on it. I have a Sherpa. So yeah, let me know. How many of those parts were printed on the A8? Sadly, none on the A8. I want to build A8, but everyone keeps voting it down. It was actually really close this time. It was really close. I think it was the next one. Actually, no, the next one was the next printer. I just put it away. No, the next printer is over there. It's a 2 Trees SK1. That's probably going to be the first printer that I look at this year. I really want to get the Big Bear Clockwork 2 extruder done, but I need bearings at the moment. Nice. Hey, Mr. Flark, how you doing? Oh, you put the stealth burner. Oh, okay. I thought you meant you have the dragon burner, which is what I want to throw on mine. Because the mounting's pretty different. All right, so this thing finished. Yep, okay, that came out just absolutely flawlessly. I know they're tiny pieces, but that thing prints so fast. So we got 3 of those for when we need to align the 2 giant wings together. All right, thank you, 3D Zeke. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was, I think it was about 3 days just deleted from my life, essentially. That was really rough, and yeah, but yeah, I'm feeling better, which is great. But I see some other people in chat have gone through something as well, and a lot of my family has, and all kinds of stuff. Can you give me a reason not to use TPU to print softer toys for toddler, other than annoyances while printing? Something about you don't want them putting it in their mouth, having the layers and whatnot, because the germs stay within the TPU layers. There's something along those lines. That's why it is suggested not to. Obviously, if it's your kid, you can do whatever you want. I'm sure there's worse things you can do than to print a soft TPU toy for your kid. You know what I mean? But I think that's the general gist. I'm sick right now. I'm sorry to hear it. I'm sorry to hear it. Feel better. Yeah, I got a dragon hot end in my stealth burner. Sorry. Oh, I see what you mean. You got a dragon hot end. I was talking about the dragon burner. Okay. It all makes sense now, yes. Have you tried a riser on your K1 for printing PLA? So on my K1, I think you can see it over there. I have the side spool holder that has a arm that just has the riser sitting up. I have it on both machines. That's how I print PLA. Seems like everyone got sick over Christmas. Yeah, it hit hard. It hit hard over here. A lot of families, a lot of friends. By the way, were your files set up for... No, they weren't. I used Cura at the time because all of the machines I was using used Cura. So that's what I was using. But I did make my own profile. I used their settings that they suggested for it. Are you still going ahead with routing your KE now that Creality announced mid-January? Yeah, it's still going on. I actually haven't touched base in a little while about that, just because I've been having all kinds of stuff going on in the holidays. So I should probably check in with Destinol and see what's up. Last I know that there was an issue, and it's happening with the CR10 SE as well. If you change your password, it goes into a permanent boot loop. That's just something I didn't catch in testing because I don't change the passwords on these machines. Like, I don't have the machines long enough to need to do that, really. I didn't catch it. So I think that was a problem last I talked to him, but I think it's largely ready. So I'll have to check back in, Mr. Flark, so I'll do that. Add me to the list of people who got sick, man. Yeah, I might get food or saliva in it. Layers will trap food, bacteria, then we could probably... Yeah, right, exactly. So that's the gist. Is it's because it has layers and it's also TPU. That's kind of the thing. Can you share the link to what? To what, Stanley? If it's for anything related to the plane or my store or shop, that's down in the description. Can you share your profile of printing your plane, please? Oh, that's what I mean. It's been a long time. So I did a video. So I used to like feature these things in the videos of printers. I'm trying to think. So I found it all just in their manual. Like whatever is in their manual is what I used. I also think they might be available on like Thingiverse, like the profiles. And it was just like... I just went back in and went one by one, like line for line. I don't know if I still have it. I probably do. Hey, Tiger Flyer, how you doing? Almost had that A8, man. Almost had that A8 going. Missed it by just a couple votes. Next time. You know I want to, man. I've been trying. All right, so what I'm doing now, just because I'm like doing stuff, I have a reamer, and I'm just cleaning up these edges, because all these were printed with a pretty big what's it called, brim. So you kind of have to clean it up. And then, like I mentioned before, I did bring some sandpaper up. How about we get the trash can over here and make it a little easier for me? There we go. So, let me check it against... Oh, it's going to be this one. Oh, let's check it against it anyway. For flatness. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, like I said, there's going to just inevitably be bits of... There's going to be bits of like sections in between that are just small gaps, unfortunately. I don't think there's going to be any way I'll get around it, really, to be honest. Maybe I'll find some white electrical tape and maybe like cut it into slits. Or I'll just, once everything is glued and together, maybe I'll go back and do the baking soda trick. Or ramen noodle trick. Deburring tool. Reamer, is that what I was saying? I don't know, that's just brain injuries. Deburring tool, thank you. Deburring. Reamer is for Lexan bodies. Not a reamer tool. You think a cat would fit in the fuselage? Kitten, yeah. Skin in the game. That's rough. Alright, first piece is cleaned up. What do you guys think? Glue as I go? Yeah, I mean, these are looking pretty good. It's the red ones. It's whatever I printed the red ones on is what needs the most love. But everything else should go together okay. This one needs a little bit more cleanup, but these are good. I think I'm gonna just, what do you think? Just YOLO it? What's the baking soda trick? So if you needed to fill a small gap of something, you can use baking soda and super glue, and it fills into the it fills into like, almost like a plastic area. So if there was like a little bit of a gap going in between the plastic, if you put a piece of tape or something on the back, fill it with baking soda and put some super glue or CA glue, it should fill that spot with the CA glue. So, I don't know. One piece at a time? Alright, let's do it. Have you ever used 3D glue? No, but I will, because that pile of filament right there is about to be all used up for one print. That's very many pieces, and I will need glue for that. I think I will go with that. Man, brand new glue, and it's already all gunked up and weird. Amazon. You guys remember my rant on Amazon? Should I post that as a clip on the YouTube channel? That'll get some, that'll get Amazon's attention. Probably get me demonetized. I put super glue down and then sprinkle some baking soda. Fills in gap really well. Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. I've never done it, but I've seen it. I'm sure you guys have seen it all over the internet. All right, that looks like, okay, that should be working. PLA glue is awesome, kind of expensive. It is expensive, yeah. Model builders also have something called micro balloons for filling in gaps, lighter than baking soda. Oh, nice tip. Never heard of that trick. About 3D printing pen, that kind of stuff. It's hard to find detail. Yeah, a 3D printing pen would work too, but it would add like a lot of weight to this, right? I don't know. Still never fix your labels on the boxes. No. I'm trying to remember which thing we talked about. Because memories. Got some for Christmas, haven't used it yet. Is that when you blow a bubble in modeling glue? I'm wondering for a long time what a good PLA glue. For PLA to PLA, I use super glue and it works amazing. But 3D glue, I hear, is great. Good results in gluing together prints using a soldering iron. Huh. Yeah, never tried melting it. Alright, here we go. Our first printed piece. Oh, okay. I'm squeezing this by accident, which is bad. For two reasons. One, I just noticed this part. I've been cleaning up this part, but this part needs some cleaning as well. So as per usual, I celebrated early. Also, because this is a thin layer, I gotta be careful with this deburring tool, because technically, if I push down too much, I will go through the single layer, and it will be a bad time. All right, like right there. All right, let's see. All right, that should be pretty good. There is a tiny, tiny gap over here, but I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, let's do it. So, how much glue do I put on? I'll only find out later. How much is too much? Don't know. How much is not enough? Not enough is probably way worse in this particular case. All things considered, right? Let's put on too much. This glue is a lot less runny than I thought it would be. It's actually kind of thick, almost like a gel. And I don't know if that's going to help or not. But I guess we'll find out. Luckily, these parts are white. But on the red parts, I'm going to have to be a little bit more careful with the glue, I guess. All right, let's see. All the little riblets line up. And from what I understand, it's easier to put this down. I just broke a little tab from somewhere. Put this guy down. Align it, and then we'll spray it. All right, this stuff that smells horrible. Let's spray it in this direction. Activator. Hold some pressure on it for a second. I can see a little gap, but it's very little, which is okay. Yeah, I think ideally it would be nice to have some kind of like really thin tape just to kind of go along the seam, you know? Just so that maybe air doesn't get into certain gaps, and I actually don't know what the downsides of that are. Oh, okay, I see where I broke the tab. It was right here. It should be okay, though. All right, that looks good. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to put a dab of glue right here. So, looks like there's a little bit of a... Oh, right. I'm in the wrong camera this whole time. Looks like there is a little hole right there. Oh, man, this glue is really leaking everywhere. Just going to put some glue on there. Let's maybe get a little piece of this. And I'm going to spread it around. There we go. And we'll give this thing a spray. One thing I want to do is turn the air on in here. Let's get that air circulating, because this stuff smells horrible. All right. Look at that. First piece. Hey. Is that super glue that you're using? Essentially, yes. CA glue with activator spray. Use soldering iron for fusing. Works well, adding small bits. I'll be entertained if it glues together perfect. I'll also be entertained if it goes sideways and you lose it and start dropping F-bombs. Yeah, it could go either way, really. Yeah, 3D pen, I have one, but the problem with the one that I have is actually an ANET 3D printing pen. The pen that I have needs really low melting point PLA, and it's a problem because I'd rather have actual PLA so I can use the same filament. So, how many people know that you put benchies together with smokestacks locking each other with the box behind the cab? Oh yeah, if you like flip it around that way, yeah. Acetone dissolves super glue, by the way. Oh, does it? That's good. Saw a video on it, never tried it with the benchies. Now I have, and they do indeed fit. Yep, they should. So what's the spray for? So as soon as you spray it, it hardens the outside of the glue, so you can continue using it instead of standing there holding it and waiting for it. As a spray act, yep, instantly hardens. Yep. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's not necessarily the cheapest ever. And I thought you would get a lot, and the bottle is half filled, which I'm clearly going to use all the way. Let's see how this fits and if it needs some cleaning. It does feel pretty decent. I'll just do a little bit of a cleanup. Yeah, like like, how much time do you want to spend on this thing when don't fly planes and I'm very likely just gonna drive this thing into the ground? You know, I'm trying my hardest not to get attached too much to it. Like, I got really attached to that cardboard plane, and that was some serious fails there. All right, this glue bottle is also continuously leaking by itself, which is fantastic. But you know what? I'm gonna make the best use of it as I can. And it is definitely burning the eyes a bit, which is fantastic. Not only am I gonna slowly die from just 3D printing, but also now some kind of CA glue related issue. But yeah, like I said, I just turned on my not humidifier, my filtration in the room, so that should help a little bit. I'm about to crank it to 11 in a second. All right, glue has been applied. I just realized I put glue on the back there, and this piece doesn't even go back there. So, fantastic. All right, let's align this thing. And I got glue on my fingers, classic. Comes with the territory, I guess. I love that the like ridges in the print kind of align when you do this. That's pretty cool. All right, so far that's coming together really great. Obviously this is the basics, but so far so good. Also, it's gonna stop standing up too because there is a noticeable bend in this thing on purpose. Like, that's just the geometry of the wing. You could probably any bottle of CA and still have any activator left over. Yes, I'm assuming the activator is going to be the first to go, to be honest with you, because it feels kind of light, like in the can. I designed my own flanged mace and 3D printed it. All 3 prints shattered after I dropped them. I understand not getting attached. There you go. So for glue on PLA, I've been using clear silicone. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've always, pretty much from day one, used super glue with PLA. However, I tried to glue PLA to PETG and PETG to PLA, and it does not work. They don't glue well together. I'm back from spaghetti night! Hey! I made spaghetti earlier. Spaghetti night. That's the best. Okay, this is looking good. All right, and this piece. Okay, this piece definitely needs some cleanup. Let's move this over. My CA glue always goes out first. I have 3 cans of activator laying around. Really? Gel super glue is my go-to for PLA. I'm actually leaning towards the other way. So I used to also really like the gel stuff, but then I bought one that was just super runny, and I actually really enjoyed it. It lasts a lot longer because you use less of it, because you need significantly less. And the runniness factor was actually okay. Like, it goes kind of like into the grooves of the PLA in a way. And I actually ended up really liking it. So now I don't really know which one I like better. To be honest, like, this one is definitely more gel-like. Which, I don't know, I guess it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I had runny stuff and it was actually fine. You got used to it, and it worked well, surprisingly. I wonder how today's machines would print this. Like, there's definitely imperfections all over the place. There's like little boogers here and there because of the way that this thing prints. But generally speaking, like this, you know, this looks really good. But I wonder, you know, because this was the old school traditional machines using Marlin, you know? I wonder what the new stuff would look like. Okay, another great fitting piece. Looks like I don't need glue there. You know what? Maybe let's put glue on this side this time. So that I don't get it in extra spots like I did on that one. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to essentially cut the pieces of glue here off. Nothing wrong with that print? No, nothing wrong. Alright, let's see what this bottle's doing since it's leaking. Must be some pressure in there. Putting all the wires through this thing is going to be kind of entertaining. Like through the holes. I didn't read anything about wiring. Maybe I should have watched the video, maybe? Maybe I will as soon as I glue this on, just so that I don't go too far. What do you think? Probably a good idea? Alright, glue, chill. Oh yeah, push down. That is looking good. Yeah, I think so. All the gaps that I was originally noticing, I have a feeling most of those are going to be in the red sections. So whatever was going on with the red, the printers that printed the red filament had some curling happen. All right, let's spray this thing. Ah, broke a tab up here by pushing too hard. Stay, little tab. All right. Yep, it's gonna be huge. I'm gonna have to do a boat. I have to do a boat after a plane. When I was low on money, someone told me to clear silicone. I was just shocked how well it really works. Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, I never tried that. Hey, Sean. How you doing, man? The build's going well. So far, so good. Nothing too crazy going on. Just cleaning up pieces little by little. You know, I'm going to try to get the whole wing done today. I think that would be cool. Wonder how 10mm or so strip a single layer or something wrapped, stuck around the connection. Yeah, right. That's what I'm thinking. Like, it would be nice to have some kind of little strip of some sort. That'd be nice. Hey, Zumi, how you doing? Fish tape? Yeah, probably. You never would have thought. Yeah, me neither. Better cleaning up some edges and gluing stuff. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyone have any experience with Neptune 4 Plus? I have one in a box. that I was supposed to do, and they wanted me to do a firmware update before I do anything. So it said because of that, I'm not going to do like a live stream because I like to just unbox and print right away. So that machine is going to be compared to the giant monster MINGDA machine that's down there on the floor. Can you guys see the machines from that angle? No, I guess I have 4 different machines here, a 5th one in the box, and 2 hanging out over there waiting. A tank. Land the plane on the boat. Nice. Long weight glue. Oh, okay. Alright, let's keep it rolling. Alright, so here is the red. And the red actually feels and looks better. It is definitely like glossier. You can see it kind of looks wet. Almost kind of looks like PETG in a way. This is definitely a better looking print. However, when you start looking closer, you notice that the bottom is not quite straight. So let's see. Yeah, this is definitely going to have some gaps. I wonder what I can do here. I guess what I can do is glue it first and then hit it again with glue on the exterior and spray it right away so that it dries thick in there. But I'm thinking maybe if I hit it with some sandpaper a little bit, maybe that'll work. Let me give that a shot and see what that does and if it's worth to use as a technique for this or not. I do have some files as well and think. Oh, that's it? Oh, I thought there was more in here. This is ancient stuff. I've had this forever. 400 grit. I think since the beginning of car projects. Like, it's been a while. Duct tape everything. Alright, so let's see. Which piece is it? This piece. Yeah, this piece has definitely some gaps. You might even be able to see it through the camera. You guys see that? Right here, there's a tiny little gap. Alright, let's see if I can flatten it a bit. I think the answer is going to be no. Some material's coming off. Let's see what happens. Actually, this might be working better than I thought. I can see a ton of material now. Did it make a dent? Maybe. Maybe. Let's go just a little bit longer. Trying to stay as flat as I can. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely sanding. There's a ton of material on the sandpaper. Get the microplastics in the air as I inhale. Alright, that's not too bad. I'm gonna do a little bit more, might as well. Feder, are you going to fly this beautiful bird? Yes. Yes, I am. I do also have a bunch of analog cameras and VTXs. I don't know if it's worth throwing on there or not. It would be kind of cool to fly it like a wing, but I don't know if I have the skills to do that. I'm definitely going to spend some time in the simulator. We'll see. Alright, that is pretty good. It's definitely working. That is definitely working. That gap is significantly less now. So now that I've proven that this works, I guess I will just do it for a few minutes while chatting with you guys. Need a 3D pen, yep. Baling wire, automotive glaze, maybe. It wouldn't look good, you know. I'm all out of bubblegum. Will we get an outdoor live stream? That's a good idea. Last time I filmed it, if you guys want to see that, I posted a video of me practicing with a cardboard plane that I decided to do, and it was days and days of attempts to get it to fly, and it did fly twice. It went into the air, but ultimately ended up in me not knowing what I'm doing. I didn't ask for any help. I didn't even read that much. I just kind of went in. And turned out the main problem was I was designing this piece that had the motor flat. And apparently, I didn't know this, but because of the rotation of the motor, you need to have it so that there's a slight turn to offset the rotation of the motor and the torque of the motor. And basically, every time I would take off, the plane was diving down and left really hard. So yeah, I'm gonna fly this. This has that part corrected. There we go. That is really good. This totally worked. Okay. I am no longer worried about that stuff. That's great. Looks like I'll have to lift the camera a bit as this is getting taller and taller here. Fedor, I haven't gotten the 3DMax filament. I won last time. Yeah, it's gonna take some time. So they're up to what, like 3 weeks behind, I guess, in fulfilling those. Today, the large orders went through, like the winners of the Toys for Tots. So by the way, if you guys are here, the winners of that, those have gone out today. So they're shipping out so much filament on my behalf for free. Crabwire, I have to just be super patient with them because I'm just thankful for it. Obviously, I'm not paying for it, and they're doing it just, I don't know, because they're kind. You know, they could very easily sponsor somebody who has significantly more views and traffic than I do. So I'm very thankful for them. But yeah, if you won filament, just be patient. Rest assured, they haven't missed a single one yet. I think we've given away 38 spools now of filament. That's through the live streams, not, you know, plus 60 more spools through the contest. So it'll come out. It'll go out. You'll get it. Put a camera in the cockpit. Yeah, I have a bunch of, like I said, I have a ton of cameras actually. Analog cameras, so they're not HD. But I don't know, maybe. Thought are going to fly out the country. I like that. Don't you think it's kind of vain to print yourself? Yeah, definitely. But to say that you did it, it's not to have a copy of yourself. It's the challenge of printing it. That's all. Buddy box? Yeah, I thought about it. I mean, I'm like one of those weirdos that likes to do everything myself. So I don't even know if I would enjoy that. Like, you know what I mean? Hey, 10 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Jeff. Again with the 10. Man, you're the man. Thank you so much. And don't set up the controls from Halo. Thank you so much, Jeff. Appreciate that. That's awesome. Where'd you get your tables from for your 3D printers? These are IKEA LAC tables. They're very inexpensive. I think they're up to $12 now. They used to be 10 bucks. And then there's printed spacers so the printers can fit. And I actually am redoing those. That's why I have this giant 5-kilogram spool right here that I just put on a spinner because I want to print them taller so that modern printers can fit. All right, let me keep gluing into the sunset. Yeah. I was joking. Printing yourself is a cool idea. I'll print myself with a mohawk. Nice. Cry did a scan for him. Thank you for his recent help with. Yep, exactly. Yep. Yeah, I have like a hat. I have some clothes. You know, I'm actually not gonna be able to put clothes on that print because my hands are in my pockets. But we'll see. I don't know. It could be fun. All right, let's do the glue thing. All the time. I should have probably wiped down this particular print now that I've sanded it, and there's kind of like plastic dust here and there, but it's fine. Everything's fine. You know that meme? Everything's fine, or everything's on fire around that dog. Yeah, this stuff really burns the eyes when you're directly over it like this. That can't be good for me. All right. Liberal amounts of glue. Let's go. I don't know why this is so nerve-wracking. I guess maybe because it's been printed for over a year. Maybe, just maybe. Oh yeah, zero gap. That worked so well. Why wouldn't it? I mean, I'm sanding thin plastic. But still, gotta love it when a plan comes together. All right, let's do the spray, which smells horrible in my room. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, it can still stand. My son wrecked my last plane because he kept pushing the stick forward to try to gain altitude. Oh, yep. So if I got a haircut I really liked, I could scan my head and print my head, then take the 3D printed head as me as an example of future haircuts. That's the perfect way to use 3D scanning. Push the stick forward, trees get bigger. Pull back, trees get smaller. Cardinal rules of aviation, keeps you alive. Nice. Out of balsa wood, took a month. Nice. First flight, drove straight down. Hey man, been there. Watch that cardboard plane video. I've been there. Stop controllers, nice. Nice, nice, nice. All right, we got one more piece, and then we got the ailerons. So this doesn't have an alignment to it, and this one definitely needs to be, this one has the largest gap of them all. So we need to do a little bit of correction on this one. Looks like this piece in the very front here, oh, you can even tell right there, lift it up a bit. So let's correct that a bit. And then we're gluing that bad boy on right there. And that will be this wing. Maybe I'll do this part later. It'd be kind of cool to just have the whole wing together, just to get the size of this thing, right? So let's move that to the side. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, absolutely. Your cardboard plane did get rained on, if I recall. It got rained on a little bit, and then there was all kinds of hornets. I don't remember what they were called, but they were like these giant hornet-like wasp things flying around that were messing with me. And then it kept, every time I went out, it was super windy. And then it all ended up being that the fault was the plastic piece I was printing that had the motor attached. It actually needed washers under it to turn the motor physically. I don't remember what the term is, but because the motor rotates with a prop on it, you need to go counter. You need to counter that force with an angle on the motor itself. So apparently on this plane, that's already done for you in the printed part. I didn't know you had to do that. So I sadly didn't do it. So that's why as soon as it was taking off, it was going left and down, because that's the way that the motor was rotating the prop. And I couldn't fix it. If it wasn't like severe, you could kind of like fix it just by steering the other way, and then until it goes up in the air. And then I was doing a lot of overcorrecting because I never flown before, and it was bad. But it was a good experience to be able to at least do that, you know. And the moments that it did fly were really cool. Like, it felt amazing. All right, this is going to be a good test to see how the CA glue looks on red, since I'm going to be gluing red to red. If it's going to turn all white on me. Does this plane have a fixed trim tab to counteract the prop precession? No, but I think the geometry in the nose cone rotates the motor properly. I think that's what it ended up being. All right, so there's still a little bit of a gap. I'm gonna do a little bit more sanding, but I'm gonna end up filling that with glue, I think. I'm using, Zoom, if I'm reading that right. I came right in when you were discussing glue. Oh, okay, yeah, gloop is expensive, yeah. Hey, thanks for subbing, Cheeto. Welcome. Still can't use FPV goggles. Oh, I love FPV goggles. It all depends on which goggles too. Like, it depends if you have what kind of vision you have, if you wear glasses. All that plays a role. For example, the new DJI DJI goggles 2 don't fit my face very well. I have a big round face and it hurts my nose, and eventually I get headaches. So I had to get all kinds of different foams to try to make them work. And they're okay now, but still not the most comfortable goggles. Whereas my Fat Shark box goggles that I have, the Fat Shark, what are they called, Scouts, that are analog, are fantastic. They're like putting on, you know, they're like sitting on your spot of the couch, if that makes sense. So keep in mind that it might just be the fact that you haven't maybe found or tried, you know what I mean, the right goggle, if that makes sense. So glad I made it on time-ish. Oh, hold on, the camera's too low to get this cone on there. All right, let's get it on there and we'll fix that little thing. This is, I would prefer a slightly thinner glue than this. This one's kind of jelly. This one is, it was pretty cheap on Amazon. It's CA50 by Metriple. I don't know how you pronounce that, but it has a activator, which is very nice. So together it works really well so far. All right, and I'm gonna go kind of thick on the glue on the front there. And then I'll spray it, and I'll put more glue into that gap and fill that gap. That's my plan. And this piece does not have alignment tabs, like I mentioned, so let's see what happens. All right, I put glue on the back of this thing again, and I didn't need to. Oh well. We will see how that plays a role later. All right, there we go. Bunch of glue. Let's go. Oh yeah, okay, that gap is much smaller now, which is great. How are we looking on this side? Oh, push too much. All right, so there's a little bit of a gap on this side, which I will go back in and fill. All right, I'm gonna spray here. No, I'm gonna spray right towards my monitor. Let's see if I can do it this way while holding. All right, right there. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Let me spray the inside. Okay. This thing is, it's gonna be a big boy. Yeah, I love that there is, you know, ducting to run wiring through. Should be easy as dropping everything in. All right, let's get, okay. This definitely has a gap. So, let's fix the gap. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put some glue on the outside of the seam. Kind of push it into the seam. There we go. That's pretty much filled into the seam now. Okay. That should seal that. And the only other little gap I have is here. And I'll get a little closer to the camera in a second. This is the main one that I want to fill here because it's at the front. Looks like I don't need to do anything crazy to fill that. Looks like this CA glue fills in holes perfectly fine because of its gel-like texture. Let's see, one more little hole right here. Let's go ahead and push that into it. There we go. All right. That, you know, listen, it's not, you know, there's going to be a visible gluey line, okay? But at the end of the day, when you're further than a foot away, you're not going to be able to see that. See that? Even from here, you can't see it. And as long as this holds up in the air, I could care less about that glue line. As much as perfection I would like. I mean, I'm still gonna put decals and stuff on this, so it's gonna look great. All right, onto the second wing, right? All right, let's set this down somewhere. How about right here? What time we got? 10:30. Okay, guys, let me do my little spiel again. So, okay, two things. One, if you guys are just joining, right over here, there's a pinned comment, top of the chat. It should be a link that takes you to gleam.io. Let's see how many people are in here. We got 32 entries, so really good chances of winning a spool of filament by 3DMax, PLA+. You have to be present, you have to be in the United States, and you have to fill out the question, okay? Some people did not fill it out, and it matters, at least for me, okay? So fill it out, have to be in the United States, plan on staying until that time it runs out, and maybe a little bit over. I usually go just a hair over. So to pick names, because you have to be in the chat. That's number one. Number two, the second sponsor is me, and shop.3dprintsos. There's a link down below, shop.3dprintsos.com. I added a bunch of items to the store. So if you guys are into 3D print related shirts, I added the blob, the dreaded blob. Comes in from small to all the way to 5XL. We have the Benchy Speedboat Race, which when my V0 is done, I will be entering. We have obviously the 3D print, can't say the word on live stream shirt. Okay. Fetter's 3D printed spaghetti. I'm wearing a different colorway. I changed the colors and the design, just the hair. This is definitely a much better look than what I have on. So just so you guys know. And then I added this version into a hoodie in black. And then, and more importantly, we have a work mat, 15.5 by 31 inch work mat here with all kinds of different hot ends that I illustrated with my logo on the bottom right there. Nice, discreet, nice desk pad. So if you guys are building a machine, would be great. It would also just be good for your computer table. And then finally, I added this awesome hot ends mug, which wraps hot ends all the way around it. It's a two-tone mug, as you can see. And it has my little logo on the front of it right there. Yeah, this is a really, really neat mug. I gotta get me one of these. But yeah, that's the second sponsor, is my shop. Because since I don't take money from these companies that send me stuff. So there you go. Those are the two. Better use baking soda in the gaps. Yes. It's a nice monocoque. Yes. Yeah, I know that one. I know that trick. But these gaps are very small, so it should be good. If it was large, when that happens, I'm sure it will. I'm gonna use that trick. 200 feet away, 400 feet up. The plane would look awesome, right? Or the mat from our work table. Nice. That's gonna be cool. That's one cool mug. Thank you. The mug is very stylish. It is. I want one. My previous website that I ditched, this was one of the reasons why I ditched them. This mug is just the lowest of quality. It's just garbage. So when I got this and the other samples in, I ditched that store. And now I'm much happier with the new store. And it looks like you guys are as well. So, see merch. Thank you. I like that mug too. Thank you very much. I need to pick up that mug. Yep. Yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be cool. It's a nice way to support the store. Well, support me. I don't make a ton of money off of each one, but I think the prices are on point. They're not too expensive. They're not bottom of the barrel either. Because obviously I'm not keeping these here. If they were here, I'd be able to sell them even cheaper. But I can't do that. So Fourth Wall takes care of all of that. I just make the designs and, you know, post it. So shipping and turnaround seems to be pretty fast. At least in comparison to what I was using previously. Dang, shipping the mat to AU. Oh yeah, anywhere outside, unfortunately. Shipping a shirt. I wonder why the mat... Oh, you know what? I bet the mat has to be rolled up in one of those tubes. And I bet that instantly puts it into a different category. Wow, that is a lot. I wouldn't... Don't buy that. Don't buy that. That's extreme. $11 shipping for a shirt. Also, because they ship the shirts from other places, I believe. Like, they have a bunch of hubs. I got my shirt from the other guys. Yeah, I got all my shirts from the other guys as well. They're fine. It was just expensive, unfortunately. I'd buy that for $1. I haven't gotten my mug yet, but it should be here really soon. Nice. All right, let's keep this party rolling with some more cleanup, which is so fun. All right, I got to try to figure this order out again. I'll just put it in. No, it has to go this way. Okay, let's go this way. We'll work backwards. So this is this direction now. Yeah, this one has the same exact gap issue on this side. So it's just how that red printed. This guy we will save for last. All right, let's see. Yep, the red definitely has some gaps on this one, exactly in the same way. Let's get this brim off of here. Whoops, I just ripped a layer on this print, so that's gonna need some gluing. I should have been paying attention a little bit more. Yeah, that's gonna need some glue right there. That should be okay. Let's see where this piece goes. It goes here. All right, now we have these two. Let's see, this one is here, this one is here. All need some serious cleanup, that's for sure. All right, let me be a little bit more careful with this one. I like the white-red color combo for this plane too. You need to print a little Snoopy. It also has black and gray as well, little bits here and there. You know, like the landing gear, the nose cone, some parts of the some part. I think the tail itself is gray. It's definitely a really nice looking color combo. I pretty much used all of their Xtreme PLA except for, I believe, green was the only one I didn't use because it just didn't fit. All right, got that. So let's start at the base. Move this up. Yep, that looks really good. So we just need to clean this part up, the bottom. And for those wondering, this is a single layer print, all this stuff. So I have to be kind of gentle when I'm trying to deburr this because I can very easily delaminate some of this stuff. Even though it's pretty strong. Like this in the back here, I'm going to have to be real careful with the blade. Just to kind of clean that up. Yeah, let's go this way. There we go. Alright, that cleaned up pretty good, actually. Alright. Now let's do this one, and then we'll join them together. So guys, like I was mentioning a little earlier, the first machine I'm going to be taking a look at this year is the 2Trees SK1. And the reason why that piqued my interest was because it's actually kind of like a baby Trident. It looks at first glance kind of like the typical Core XY naked machine. Right? Kind of like that Adventurer behind me or the P1P. But the bed moves on 3 individual motors like my Trident over here. So that's really intriguing to me considering I have a Trident. And this is Core XY, runs Clipper out of the box. It's not walled behind their own stuff. And it looks like you get fluid right away. So I'm really excited about it. I mean, I'm obviously also excited about this, but for a couple weeks I was deburring with a safety razor blade from my face razors. Oh boy. Just had an epiphany. You know what? Using Alien to drive the buggy. I need to just scan of your head so I can put it on the Alien body and you can drive my buggy. Nice. We can make that happen. I have a scan. I'm interested to hear about the 2Trees printer. They've been making stepper motors for many years that I'm familiar with. Yep. All right, let's get these two together. So this guy is attaching to this guy. Where are we going? Over here? Yep. Any gaps? No gaps. Okay, let's go. Come on, glue. There we go. Let's get on with the eye burning. I guess every time that I go to fly this, I'm gonna have to bring some glue with me, just in case of any mishap and explosions. I should technically be able to field glue, technically. And obviously bring some tape, because tape. All right, there we go. Let's glue this jaunt. All right, good on that side. I broke another tab on this side just because that seems to be how I do things. All right, we have a tiny, tiny little gap back here, which I will fill in a second. Let's get that straight. This straight. There we go. Okay. Okay. And then this little guy, I can fill that. And will with my fill and spray technique. Let's get both sides. I guess for this really specific reason, it's nice to have a thicker glue. There we go. First piece on this side has been jointed together. All right, next piece. This is the one that has the delamination issue. Duct tape, zip ties, gloop. Suppose it plays molecular level, so the seam won't break. Oh, okay. Oh, that'll be good. Wait, show me a side view of that wing. I want to see the inside, how much infill. So, Zumi, this is a single wall print with these crazy designed runs that it makes in a single wall. So this is very light, it weighs nothing, but it's also at the same time really strong because each layer kind of intertwines this design into itself. So it's a very interesting way to do it. And until I looked into this a couple years ago, I didn't even know this was a thing. Some other people have been using this for other things, like Gridfinity drawers. There are some Gridfinity drawers that use the same idea of kind of like intertwining onto itself in order to make a stronger single layer print, and that's what this does. All right, this piece is going to be a little tricky. Maybe I'll leave this little piece of flashing on and maybe cut it off later. Depends on how this goes. Right now, let's see. All right, that actually went pretty good. I can fix that later. All right, that's not bad at all. All right, I expected that to go worse. Okay. Not bad. So even though these tabs are broken, well, I guess I can just remove it now that it's off and just use some extra glue there. Let's see. Oh yeah, that fits great. And I will just fill that with a little bit of extra glue and we should be good there as well. Okay, let's go. I have a lot of 3D printing planes, several 3DLabPrint models. The Wacko is awesome. Nice. This will be my first. And I'm very excited and also nervous and scared, but we'll see. The Cub was definitely calling my name, but the only reason why I didn't do it is because I've already had this printed for a very long time, over a year of collecting dust. So it's time we get to it, and you know, it'll fly hopefully. And if it does fly and I'm actually able to bring it back down, that'd be fantastic. I would love to learn from it, and maybe this won't be the last time I do it, you know? That's kind of the idea with this particular build. But yeah, I know there's a whole lot of 3D printed planes now. I know there's specific materials for 3D printed planes now. This is using PLA, Xtreme PLA from 3DMax. The print quality is not the best in the world. It's not the filament's fault. It was the printers at the time. But this should do the trick. Alright, I feel like I have to spray it while pushing this down. Where is the spray? There we go. And now let's do this side. Okay, that came out significantly better than I thought it was going to with that little gap. I don't even need to fill it. It's let's see if I can show you guys. So right there, I split the layer a bit, but I just filled it with glue, and that is pretty good. You wanted to see the whole side, Zoomy? Here's one. So it should be 4.3 feet wide when it's done. And hopefully I will finish this wing tonight. That's my goal. Like, I want to attach both of them together. So, the Cub is the best free ones available. Yeah, the Cub is beautiful. Like, it's just so good looking. It's friendly. I'm really looking forward to it. Iceman, thank you for your order. All right, that was the original. Robert Euler, thank you for your order as well. I will also be sending you video thank yous as well. Appreciate the orders on the store. Did you land the cardboard one in a tree? It would have been better in a tree. It went through the tree and then down into the ground. I did ended up fixing it, but the problems weren't due to it crashing. The problems I had with it were because I didn't know the motor needed an offset. As far as assembly goes, that doesn't look horrible. No, it doesn't. I think they did a pretty good job. I was curious about the inner structure. Oh, yeah. You can kind of see it right above me here. That inner structure. It's wild how it works. It's really just well done. Very smart. All right, let's get through the white portions because the red portions are the problematic ones. And let's get them done. So the reason why I have to clean this up is because all of these, since they were single layer prints, they were printed with a brim. And this print is also very hot, like I mentioned, and slow. So the brims stick quite well. And if you go a little too fast or too rough, you will break the single layer, and you don't want that. So I'm trying to get it done while also going easy. Like right here, you just need a blade that has to be carefully cut, or else you're going to have some problems. But yeah, I thought about, I have there's a couple places by me. They're like 20 minutes away where people actually go to fly planes. Like, there's all kinds of clubs. I remember I was mountain biking one time and came to an opening, and there was a ton of people flying planes. It kind of blew my mind at the time. I was much younger, I guess, when that happened. But I know those clubs exist around me all over the place. I don't know. As much as I would like to get some, like, an expert opinion, I also, like I said, like to learn myself. But I guess it would be kind of cool to be like, hey, can you fly this plane? And then they, like, fly it and kind of prove that it works. And then I try and just destroy it then. Or I just YOLO it like I typically do. I don't know. I'm thinking YOLO it. It was a fun video, watching you struggle with the rain, ground wasps, and the trees. Yeah. Yeah. It was one of those days where I came from, I had a day off, and I went golfing. And I came back after golf. I was like, wait, this is a perfect day, and no one's yelling at me right now. So I'm going to go and fly that thing out. I was so excited. I actually thought it was going to work very easily and simply. That was first, it was really underpowered, right? I had to add quite a bit of motor, ESC. I literally had every problem. I think it was worth it still. Alright, let's get this guy on there. Bada bing. Bada boom. Good, good. Voila. Not bad at all. All right, let's do the red part. And like I mentioned, I know for a fact... Oh, this one doesn't like to stand. Oh, that's fun. Like I mentioned, this thing has some gappage, especially in the back. So I gotta sand that a bit. Yeah, that can lay down. Let's get the sanding. RC planes, so get used to flying them. Every flight is a one-way ticket. Yep, that's how I'm gonna have to treat this, as a one-way ticket. Okay, yep. It's totally 109% worth it. Gotta get out there and try. I can't wait till I crash my buggy for the first time. I had this one friend where he bought it was like a 1/16 scale VXL E-Revo. Some of you guys might know what that is. And the moment he powered it on, he just gunned it from where we were standing and drove it directly into a curb. That little truck lasted, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 seconds before it was heavily disintegrated. That thing was so fast. So it's kind of funny. Don't do that. Zoomy, just don't gun it all the time. Go slow, get a feel for it, get a feel for how the tires react, you know, how much power it has. And then gun it. Hey, John. How you doing, friend? Ha. Buggy lasts long. Yeah, me too. I had that. The 1/16 Summit. They're fast. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he had the E-Revo. I remember he ended up modding it quite a bit because he had to order so many parts to fix it after that curb slam. But yeah, I remember I had this 1/16 little buggy. I don't remember the brand, but it was so fast. I remember, I think it ran on 3S at the time, and it was just an absolute monster. I have a clip of it on my phone from like, it's probably like 10 years at this point, 10 years ago, but it was faster than anything else I had. And it was 1/16 scale, so it was just if you hit anything, you're tumbling for minutes at a time. Those little 1/16 trucks are fun. Sanding, yes, I am sanding this little bit because these red pieces had some curling. This piece is going to have less of a problem than the end piece to the wing, but they definitely are going to have their fair share of issues. I'm spreading microplastics everywhere. Let's see, how's the fit? Okay, a little better. Need to go a little bit longer. Kind of cool that that technique works that well, actually. I thought this was going to be a hopeless endeavor. My friend Jeff launched this Tamiya into Fountain Creek. Never to be seen again. Yeah, I feel like we've all experienced some of that. But yeah, man, talking about that cub makes me really wanna print that. Especially with printers nowadays, and the lightweight PLA stuff, the foaming PLA, the lightweight PLA. All right, that is good. I'm gonna call that ready. Let's see, can I get this to stand? No. Okay. That's interesting that that one doesn't stand. Kind of needed to be honest. Yep, okay, there's gonna be little gaps here and there, but nothing too major. Glue time. Glue time. Yeah, this glue is very strong smelling. Burns the eyes a bit. Feel like I need a entire mask on to be using this CA glue. All right, here we go. All right, looking good on this side. Let's take a peek around. Needs to move a little bit in the back here. Oh yeah, that looks good. All right, let me spray it where it is. All right, and I have a little gap in the back, so I'm going to use the same thing that I was doing on the other end, and I'm going to fill it in and spray it. Yeah, the gel is definitely good for this type of thing for sure. Let's do a tiny bit in the front here just to smooth it out. All right. Not too bad, not too bad. Glue's still a little bit wet over there, but No visible gap, just the tiny one if you're really doing a zoom and enhance with your face. All right. Yep, that feels pretty good. All right, last red part here before we get to the ailerons. And this is gonna need a definite sanding because that's quite the gap right there. So yeah, the back is good, but that's a lot of gap. So let's get to work. Did you design that plane? No, I did not. This is by a company called 3DLabPrint. And this model is called the QTrainer. It's currently 16 bucks. I believe it was free before. I think I did end up buying it though. Yeah, it has a bunch of different varieties of how you can build it. All kinds of stuff. It seems like a friendly first plane. So, let's see. Indestructible frisbee made of the same material their bones made from. Oh, wow. Finally broke down and bought one. Took Rowdy and my brand new $25 frisbee. Nice. First toss, found out the hard way that unlike regular frisbee, plastic frisbees, the nylabone ones sink. Oh no. That's a bummer. The dog was like, no way. Nice. Tried to retrieve it, but couldn't get the rocks from the bottom of the pool. Pond was too deep. Yeah, I'm gonna sand it a bit and then we'll fill that in. Hey, thanks for the sub, Doug. Welcome. All right, here we go. Sanding time. Sanding stream. Almost as good as a screw sorting stream. You know, talking about 3D printers really makes you wonder what Leonardo da Vinci would come up with if he had a 3D printer. Oh, yeah. Yeah, think about that. Although he did have access to mills and shops that will let him pour metal, right? But yeah, that would be amazing to even think about, really. Wow, that's quite a bit of material I'm taking off here. I can actually see some of the layers like peeling off on the bottom. Is it flat yet? Almost. I wonder if this is like a bad idea since you're taking material away or something. I bet you it's something nutty like that. Leonardo also access to a pope that wanted to put him into prison. Da Vinci got all this stuff from Thingiverse. Yeah, I joined them on Patreon. Galileo extruder's amazing. First print with it going down. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I hear good things about it. I hear really good things. Yeah, I have a whole bin of empty bins and baggies of screws over here that one day I will sort. All right, let's see. Gotta adjust the camera for the height. All right, that's definitely gonna be a gap, but nowhere near as bad. as it was before. Let's see. There we go. You guys see that? There's a little bit of a gap, but not much. Just like on the other side. All right, let's glue it. Leonardo da Vinci got all his PLA Plus from 3DMax. Nice. Galileo. Sorry, I'm like super focused. I know I'm not talking. Try not to get glue everywhere. But also because I know that this particular piece doesn't have alignment help. So I need to focus. All right. Uh-oh. Chill out, wing piece. Oh yeah, very little to no gap. Very little to no gap. That's very nice. I guess the CA glue kind of sat and went where it needed to go. Because that is looking good. Let's seal that up real quick. Seal that with a kiss. Look at that. That glue is perfect. I'll put a little more over the top. But that seemed to have done the trick. Sealed, signed, delivered. All right, that might have even come out better than the other one. Yeah, and this has a little visible, tiny little visible gap, but it's filled with CA glue. So I am not worried about that. Okay, so joining these two together, like I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, I found on Thingiverse these little bits that I printed. And the point of these bits was because in the original design, just like that edge, it didn't have any kind of alignment. So you can see there's just gaps here. So what this is meant to do is to be glued onto there like that, and it gives you a little alignment piece. Let's check how that would work. There's 3 of them. Okay. All right. That's not good. Hopefully it comes out of there. That's a fun little game right there. All right, let's try that again. On top. Oh, okay. Touching the ceiling here. Like that, and that doesn't quite work. Oh, I have to put this in from the bottom. I have to put that in from the bottom here. Well, that's tricky. Let's see how that works. Will that slip in there? Oh, that's way cooler. That's so much cooler than I expected. Here we go. Hold on. Let me. So I gotta hold it, but essentially, because there's like a cone shape, and it fills in that single layer piece, making that solid. And then it gives you that alignment piece. That's way better than I expected. Yeah, that should work. Here, let me do it this way. Yep, and that slots in there. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, look at the size of this thing. All right, so let's get those glued in there. Let's figure that out. How am I gonna glue that? Like, without getting my fingers all coated in glue? So this seems like I am about to get glued. And is this gonna add enough? Using a ceiling as part of the press. You saw that? Oh, this wing talk's making me hungry. Nice. I love a good screw assortment. Nice. Yeah, almost at the aileron. Almost there. By the way, it looks like we have about 45 minutes left in our giveaway here. Let's see how many people are here. We got 40 entries, so really good chances still. 40 people have entered. 45 minutes left for a chance to win a spool of filament. It should be right there, pinned the top comment. To get to that link, all you have to do is fill out that question, and you have a chance to win a spool of PLA+. You have to be present, and you have to be in the United States, and you have to actually answer the question. That was one of the big things from last time. And I'm totally cool with repeat winners. As long as you're here and present and able to claim it, I'm cool with it. So do that. Also, while we're on a topic, I'm going to keep pushing this as much as I can because it seems like a cool thing. I've opened another shop, a new one that's much better this time. That I'll completely, I'm going to continue to expand on. Shop.3dprintsos. A bunch of cool 3D print related shirts, such as the Blob, and the Benchy Speedboat Race. Everything's going to be original art done by me, art and design. We got hoodies. We got the super cool mug and the super cool work mat. So check that out at shop at 3dprintsos. All right. I know it's going to get annoying, but I feel like I have to. I never win things, but I will this time. Nice. Good attitude. Wing talk, spaghetti talk. I'm glad these streams are on lunchtime. I wonder if I can get up 7-Eleven for a Slurpee and chocolate bar and be back in time. Do it, do it. That sounds like a pretty good combo, to be honest. That's like the 7-Eleven combo. All right, I'm going to attempt to glue my fingers. Let's see what happens. I'm just going to glue the centers. That way I have space to hold it without gluing myself. That did not work. That is on my finger. But it is in. And now my fingers are glued. There we go. No big deal. I don't need that skin. Sticky fingers, yep. Yep, it's happening. The blob would be a good mug. Yeah? Yeah, whatever you guys, if you guys have any ideas, let me know as well. I have a whole bunch that I'm definitely going to be doing. But I could always use more ideas. All right, I am happy with that. Let's keep them going. There's got to be a better way to do this. Maybe there's a better way to insert it. Maybe I can put it like halfway in, fill the slot with glue, and then kind of pull it out or something like that. Let's see. Yeah, because you need to like angle it, use 2 hands, and then drop it. Then you need to go over here and get your tweezers. Hey JP, how you doing? Good to see you here. All right, let's see if I can do it this way and not glue my fingers. But then how am I gonna get the glue in there? I don't know if this is possible. Let's see. Maybe. Let's see if I can get it in there from the side like this. All right, that's working. And then from this side, maybe? Okay, just more glued skin, no big deal. I love seeing that flying bear housing, cracks me up every time. Yeah, the hat, the beanie. Don't let out the magic smoke. Yeah, don't let the magic smoke out. Yep, that's a good one. I like that. That is a good one. All right, there we go. Let's see. We can make this work as well. There we go. Let's pull and spray. All right, I'm hoping that that's all enough. That one's solid, that one's solid. Okay, that worked. Okay, cool. So, we'll do it the same way as we did the others. I should put the glue on the opposite side. Yeah, let's put the glue on this side and then set it on top of that. Or do it this way so that I can glue that area even more. Yeah, we're gonna do it that way. That's just plastic cement? No, I haven't tried. Have you ever played, I'm assuming, Catan? Yeah, of course. Catan's a classic staple in board gaming. Not my favorite ever. But yeah. My board game is finally in, so Grease Monkey Garage is finally in Germany. They have all the sets. They have the German copies ready. They should be on sale in Germany. Once shipping is back to somewhat normal, I'm going to get a bunch of copies and we're going to add US language copies to that and ship them out to some publishers. But I will have copies myself. I'm very excited for it. And once I do, I'll figure out some way to incorporate some 3D printing because I worked so hard on that game and put in so many hours and just effort. And I feel like it deserves some more fun. So I will be doing that as soon as that all comes in. And the board, you know, I'm thinking about making like a 3D printed shop scenario to kind of hold it all in place, just to add a little bit more to the theme of the whole thing. Because it is an American style game, even though it uses Euro style mechanics. So I'm very excited about it. All right, here we go. It's time. My eyes are watering. Woo! All right, let's put these mamma jambas together. Gotta watch the ceiling. Here, I'm gonna do a wide stance for control. Oh, I need this thing like on the floor. Oh, man, it's not working. Hold on. Hold on. Coming over here. We're lowering the table. There we go. All right, this is going to need a bead all the way around. Definitely going to need a bead all around. And I noticed a little weak spot right here as well. Let me go ahead and fix that real quick. Where was it? Right here? Before I forget. I think I just sprayed my keyboard over there. Don't forget about us when you make the big bucks from the board game. Yeah, right. Big bucks board game? That's not how that works. Just got an airbrush for Christmas? Nice. That's gonna be cool. Remember that I still need to finish my 3D printed Catan board. Made it over a year ago. Nice. There's a lot of really cool 3D printed Catan boards, actually. I just feel like the game, I don't know. Maybe some people like really love it, but I don't know. I feel like the game, it's not that it doesn't deserve it. That's not right. Like, does it warrant that? You're gonna play it that much? I guess you might. People love that game. I don't know. I never got attached. All right, CA glue, seep into my eyeballs in the same way you're currently seeping into these cracks. All right, I am happy with that. Even though that is quite the gap. I might end up putting something over that. That gap is a little bit larger than I would like, to be honest with you. I guess these two pieces didn't quite mesh perfectly. But this stuff is in the cracks, that's for sure. Let's get this one filled in. There we go. All right. That is our QTrainer wing. Yeah, that's pretty big. Nice curve to it. Yay. Yeah, when I crash this, it is going to explode. It is definitely going to explode. It's gonna be marvelous. Very cool. Very cool. It's very light. I know this is just regular PLA, but if this was made of balsa wood or something, I have a feeling this might still be lighter than that. I'm not sure though, obviously, but all right, let's build the ailerons. Let's see if we can throw them in there and see how that works. We have time. We have about 30 minutes. Might as well at least glue them together. Let's put this somewhere in view, shall we? Come on. Okay. That's gonna fall and break. Be a good test. Hey Alex, thanks for subbing to the channel. Used to play it all the time with the fam. Seafarer certainly makes it better. Then the kids came along. Yep. Yeah, I mean I have an entire wall of games, so I know that feeling. Looks good, thank you. Byron, what's up? Thank you, looks good. What do you guys mean by 3D printed Catan? There's a bunch of versions of Catan that are 3D printed, a bunch of multi-material as well. All kinds of really fun stuff for Catan, actually. Biggest print I've ever seen. Hopefully I print the bigger one soon. Just don't crash. Oh, it's 100% gonna be crashed. Make sure you catch it on cam. Right, exactly. That's the difference. When are you starting photo model? It should be ASAP, really. I haven't had a chance to like brain it, but it's all ready to go. I got the filament in, the printer's ready. It's just a matter of me doing it. I gotta set it up and just let it go. Catan's a board game with lots and lots of pieces. No. So that's not a game with a lot of pieces. There are pieces, but that's not a lot. Most board games have more than that. I think the best part about it is the interaction that you have, kind of trading, not auctioning, but there's a trade mechanic where you might have bricks and you might need fur, whatever the resources are. So there's this moment that's special to the game where you are actively and openly trading and making deals so that you can make more roads, more castles, more whatever those little pieces are, more homes. I don't remember off the top of my head what they are. So that's what makes that game unique. Also, this camera, I keep pointing my hand up so it's not doing it. Don't drop it, yeah. Marlboro Racing Colors, yeah, kind of, yeah. Hey, from BC, Canada, what's going on? How many spools did the wing take? Not much, it's a single layer, so they were all of the Xtreme PLA were the smaller 500 gram spools, and I don't think I even used full spools for it. The white came pretty close because there's also the fuselage, and the fuselage uses quite a bit more than the wing. Hey Truggy, Happy New Year. Thanks for popping in. Put a GoPro. So GoPro's a little heavy, but I might put some what's it called on there? Come on, brain with the words. I have a bunch of cameras and VTXs that are analog, so I might throw some analog on there, maybe even pop some goggles on. I don't know, we'll see. 126 hours to print on a Bambu Lab 4 color. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah. Speaking of full-size Ferdo, if it's a Creality thing, then why not set up all the Creality printers you've reviewed in the last year and take a video of those printing you. So it is going to be printed on the K1 Max because the K1 Max is big. And this is huge. Like, this is going to be hours and hours. I think it's 13,000 or something. I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it was, I don't want to say 13 hours. That doesn't seem that long. It's a lot of hours to print, and it needs to be the larger machine. If I start also making it not only 300 by 300, but also add in the smaller machines, it would just take too much time. So right now I have it broken down to 300 by 300 by 300 print beds. Settlement, cities, roads, that's about all the pieces there for Catan. Yep. Yeah. So I would just have to cut it and then sew it, which wouldn't be a big deal. I'm actually pretty decent at sewing. I bet I could finish it in 100. All right, let's figure this out. So according to that illustration, this just goes together, and then there's little slits to use for the little flange. I forget what it's called off the top of my head. But this seems like it'd be pretty easy to put together, and all of it fits really, really straight with no gaps. So I think we're just gonna send it and put these suckers together. What say you? We're doing it. And then we'll do the CA hinges. And see where it takes us. I'm going to take my time here because there's no alignment aids on this. And if they're not aligned, they're not going to fit properly into that space. But yeah, definitely like the fit of this. There's the prints on this are definitely better than the other red prints with the larger pieces. There we go. Oh, come on, it moved. There we go. Fixed. Sweet. All right, and this piece is easy because they just go together. Alright guys, I'll catch up with the chat in a sec, right after I glue this together. Okay. Cool. And the last bit is this guy. Hopefully I'm doing all this correctly. It seems as though oh yeah, there we go. That's some good fitment right there. As long as it doesn't pop up like that. Come on. Gluing a single layer print to another single layer print is kind of funny. How that's gonna hold up, I don't know. But that's by design right there. Okay, there we go. Let's see where this ends up going. This goes to this side, I believe. This way. Does it fit in there? It does. Do those line up? They do. Okay, down, up. Yeah, this is gonna work. Okay, that's one. Layer down and let's keep it going. All right, this is all this way. Okay. Flaperons. Those are on the back. These are ailerons. So what you're saying is Crowley really needs to send to another fort. Yeah, I mean, I'll take more. I don't think they have another large printer coming out yet. I'm sure the C is going to come out in the Max. Nice. It's pretty cool. Flappy things and wings that are not flaps. Flippers. Floppers. Flaperons. What's a spray? Just use, yes, CA accelerator. Thank you for everyone for answering while I'm focused on stuff. Flappers are ailerons with a mix to double as flaps. Yeah, the mixing thing, that's advanced. I think when I did the cardboard plane, I just stuck with a simple, you know, don't overdo it on the sticks. But we'll see what happens with this one. I'm gonna try to just fly it with a lot of rudder first. Maybe I'll put the ailerons on a switch or something, so I can disable them for the first flight. Oh, why is this one so slippery all of a sudden? Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Yeah, now I'm wondering what the non-gel CA glue would have been like, because of how well this worked on the holes. All right, that's looking good. Seal the deal. All right, and the final one. Guys, while I'm doing this, for those that are just joining us, don't forget to click that link in the chat that's pinned. You can win a spool of filaments by 3DMax. No! And you have to be present, and you have to be in the United States, and you have to answer the question. Otherwise, should be good to go. There we go. Crazy how well the accelerator spray works. Like, it pretty much instantly bonds this together. Yeah, I mean, this is such a lightweight part. There's literally no weight to this. And even though it's printed in a single layer, there's these slits in it. You kind of see them through there, right there. And that's where we're going to be cutting and putting in the little slits of, what's it called? Of CA tape. Actually, I don't know why I'm cutting this off, because I'm still going to have to use this glue. Oh, and that flew onto the carpet. Beautiful. Beautiful. Gotta love it when things go as planned. Maybe I can find it. Nope. Nope, there's gonna be a little blob of glue somewhere on the rug. Perfect. All right, let's pick the table back up. Could you have combined those parts to print the one piece? Yes. Well, not here, right? But yeah, you probably could have printed this whole piece and that whole piece. And I'm not sure why it wasn't. I'm sure they have an explanation for it. Maybe this makes it, even though it's glued, maybe it makes it stronger. I mean, once it glues, it's on there. Yeah, I mean, there's also really specific geometry. Like, they're not perfectly straight. There is definitely curves to them in all directions. So they're definitely pretty specific. All right, one thing I noticed is, well, you know what? I'll do that when it's all on. I'm gonna have to remount that little hole. Okay, so this stuff, Ultra Grip CA glue sheet. This stuff is really weird. And you might be able to use other stuff instead of this. But what this does is you glue in essentially this piece of kind of fabric feeling, almost like fiberglass, into these slits and into the wing. And that lets you flip and flop the wing easily. So let's cut a shape and then cut it, looks like 6 times. And we might have to ream that out. No, it fits right in there. So some people said just do a triangle shape, like do a bunch of cubes and just put them in there in a triangle. Some people actually cut it out into that little, not hexagon shape, but it's like a little pocket. I'm thinking we just do a little rectangle. And let me get the shape correct. I'm thinking we just do a simple rectangle that fits the bill. A little bit too thick on that. Let's see. Yep. So we're gonna do strips. I'm just gonna make sure they're doubled. Let me make sure they fit into here. Yep, that's perfect. Cut that off just a hair. All right, let's get one in lengthwise, and then I will figure out how that works. Okay, so it's quite literally doubled up. Okay. Here's a YOLO. I'm gonna cut it a little bit bigger, and we'll cut it down. Let's see here. Yep, that's perfect. All right, so I will model them all after this little piece. So I need 1, 2, 3, I need 6 of these. Let's do it. Okay. So essentially, I'm gonna have this stuff left over for just ever and ever. which is kind of funny. I guess I'll just have to make more planes. All right, here's 3. 4. Let's do 2 more. Let's glue this bad boy on. And we should be right on time with the wing. Okay, and one more cut. Measure once, cut 3 times. That's awesome. Other people wanting me to make them stuff's the best feeling. Yes, that is a good feeling. Precisely for smaller volume printers. Okay, I missed a bunch of talk. That's okay. Could you have combined this part? No, okay. No. I print my hinges from TPU and glue them in. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a great idea. I just I remember when I bought the files, I just literally got exactly what they had on their list. Most of it was found on Amazon, actually. Maybe once I get everything going quite a bit more than where I am now, I'll make a full list of parts everywhere, because I'm sure that will be useful to at least somebody. Or, I don't know. We'll see. I like the idea of trying to fly a 3D printed plane. Did I see Andre in here? Hey Andre, how you doing? All right, so now that that's cut, do I put them into the wing or do I put them into the aileron? That's the question. I'm thinking into the plane. All right, let's go over here. Actually, you know what? Let's bring it over to the desk. I need to go up with the desk now. Come on up. Get on my level. Oh, we're going higher. Oh yeah, here we go. 3D printed tank, yep. That's what Zumi's been asking for. All right, let's get 3. Let's make sure they fit. They do. Maybe not this one. All right, that goes in. Okay, so this one needs a little persuasion over here. Oh, well, that was easy. It has been persuaded. Okay, so they fit. Let's get some glue onto them and get them in there. And I can't quite accelerate these. So I guess I'll just kind of get them in there, wiggle it around, and be patient. And then I'll show you once I get them in there, I'll flip it around and show you guys what's going on. But yeah, they're essentially little fabric sheets. And they're very thin, but they flap around real easy. And so it is a perfect long-lasting hinge that has zero, oh, they're already glued in, that has zero resistance or friction. Because you could make like all kinds of different hinges, even use a piece of filament, you know, like all that kind of stuff, but this is even simpler, I guess. Okay, that's on there. Which one of these goes on which side? Not this one. It's this one. And to get this thing on there, I will have to glue each one of these the same way I just did. Let's do that. Top. Top. And top. And let's flip this over. Bottom. Bottom. Bottom for good measure. All right, and I'm gonna slip this one in one at a time. What is the problem here? Okay, we got that one in there. That one in there. Now this one. This one's turn. What you doing, Flappy? Get in there. This one is acting up. Alright, let's see if I have enough time. Snip this one a bit. Let's see how long this glue takes. Let's try again. Okay, that's going in there. That's going in. And this one. There we go. Okay. Here we go. What a crazy thing. Trying to make them equal distant, just so you guys are aware. This one, I might have cut just a hair longer. So I'm trying to pull these out just to make the gap the same. There we go. Okay, there we go. Phew! All right, that had me nervous there for a second. And then here, since I put glue where it didn't belong, I gotta cut that glue off real quick. Last thing we want is anything interfering with this. There we go. Okay, let me show you what I was doing. I wanted to focus. All right, now we got this flappy. All right, so as you can see in between there, we got 3 little strips. They go into little voids. And what's gonna happen is there's going to be a servo sitting right here, and it's going to have a little rod that's going to go into that little hole. And this is going to be able to give us this action right over here. Let me see if I can get this one in any further in there. No, should be okay. All right. It's pretty good. Looks great. Thank you, sir. All right, one more. What's been everyone's favorite brand? That's an easy one for me. I'm obviously a little biased, but I love 3DMax because of its practical price to performance. It's been great 99.9 of the time, and it costs literally half the price of some other brands cost. So looks like we have just a few minutes left, ladies and gentlemen, of our giveaway here. 2 minutes left if anybody wants to jump in last minute for a chance to win a spool of filament. Just so you guys know, I'm going to start working on this, so I might go over that timer. But once I'm finished, I will get through there, and we will continue on. Mine's been Elegoo. Yep, I hear good things. R3D is what I've been using for the rest of the Trident build. I started with another brand, but they ran out of the filament that I was using and would no longer contact me, or they wouldn't reply to me anymore. So I had to go to a different brand. So they're the only transparent black ABS that I know of. All right, same deal. We got 3 strips. I'm going to put them in here first. Yep, like that. Like that. And like that. Okay, they all fit perfect. So let's get some glue on there. You know, I did try the carbon fiber ABS. Carbon fiber ABS by Chitec, and it was great. It printed out great. Really rigid, super rigid stuff. I still have yet to print with the 3DMax carbon fiber ABS. I have printed with carbon fiber PLA a ton, and it's also fantastic. Love the texture of it. So still haven't had a chance to do the rest, but I will. All right, one more little strip. There we go. All right. Now for the last trick. Let's get some glue on this side. And on this side. By the way, I thought the wings were getting like rods. I guess not, unless I missed something. I guess something else might get rods. Oops. This part's a little finicky, but not impossible. Oh, it looks like I got some CA glue on my finger again. Champion. Why can't I get this one in there? Oh, this one, just like the other one, is at a funky angle. So let's cut that just like the other one. Okay, let's try again. All right. This one a little bit more, and a lot more. This one could use a little bit more glue, looks like. There we go. make sure they're even. All right, what's stopping this one? A little bit of glue on the edge there. I'll clean that up in a second. So what's catching there is when I was gluing this red part, I put glue in a spot where it shouldn't have been. And it is just catching this little piece. And we definitely don't want that binding up. So very easy to cut off. All right, there we go. So that, aha. There we go. So with that, that should be on. The gaps are very similar. Voila. And how crazy is this? Is this crazy? So I am 5'11". This goes right to my chesticles. So what's next? Hang glider? What's next, y'all? We gotta get into something crazy. Since we're out here building planes. The sky is the limit with 3D printing. You know? That's really exciting. This thing has been sitting forever, and to finally have this thing coming together is something else. That's cool. Yeah, they can go quite a bit high and quite a bit low. Maybe we can do this. Watch out, benchies. There we go. All right, table, come down to a reasonable size. Oh, this is, well, that's unexpected. This thing cracked. Look at that. How could that happen? Oh, this whole thing's all broken. Why? What a crazy lid issue. That's all gonna probably dry. Great. Well, that's not fun. Do I have tape? Well, this is extremely temporary, but it's gonna be better than nothing. Pardon me as I tape my CA glue. There we go. Just giving it a little cap-a-do. That'll work for now. Anyway, I have a bunch of these coasters now, printed on the Voron, all over my table, which is nice. I'm gonna make a little stand. Still working on that video. But man, I am so happy to have that portion in there. Ready. A screw is a great idea? Yeah, for sure. Glue the lid back together. Yeah, I definitely broke the bottle. Print a new lid? It's true. Put it in the bag and use your hand vacuum and make it airtight. Hey, you saw that video. So I had I posted here on my channel here. Here, let's go here. Ah! If we go to my channel. So I posted this video just wishing everyone a happy new year and talking about the shop. And it has 242 views, which is the worst performing video I think I've had since the start of YouTube, which is kind of funny. I know it's not like related to much, I guess, and it's just like new merch, but I found that funny that it's so low performing. And then I put out a short, was it this morning or 2 days ago? I think it was this morning or yesterday, last night. And it has 2.9K views. And it's a vacuum. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just so weird. I don't know if it got blocked or just people are clearly not interested in that type of thing. Whatever it might be, I just thought this was weird. Like, it's almost like the views are broken. It makes no sense to me. Anyway. Oh, the horror, the scotch tape. Yeah, don't worry about the scotch tape. That's just the temporary solution. I will definitely put some something in there. Well, I can't print something on demand like right this second. You know, I had to solve it right now so it doesn't just sit here drying. Nice. Few hundred more times. IG. Yeah, IG. I posted that Hodo video on IG too. It did nothing. I don't know. IG is a weird thing. It doesn't actually work for me. So YouTube algo, yeah, for sure. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, I'm gonna go to my other screen. We are going to go to the winners. I'm gonna draw a winner. Draw one winner. Draw. Okay, we have somebody in here. Are you in the United States? Yes. Okay. Announce winner. Announce winner with avatar. Announce. Congratulations to Nathan C. Nathan C. Congratulations. You have won yourself a spool of 3DMax PLA Plus. Nathan baby. Pretty Second Dynasty ships from Traveler. Nice. RPG for use with my 28 miniatures. Cool. Might actually like my 0G now, printing at 500. Ooh, that's good. Congrats, Nathan. Nathan, are you in here? I'm glad I did not win. I want to win. But he gives away the trident. But I see. I'm Nathan. Alright, Thor. So your last name here, let's do this. If you're the Nathan, give me the last 4 letters of your last name. The last 4 letters of your last name. Because it's very hard to tell if you're joking or not. Doja. ABCD. It's not Doja. Well, maybe that Nathan's last name is Doja. Illa. Hey, it's true. All right. You're the man. All right, Nathan, congratulations on your win. You guys are funny. I identify as Nathan. Nathan, congratulations on your spool of filament. What you need to do, listen up. Here are your instructions. You need to go to 3DMax's website. You can click the link down below if you'd like. Find a spool of PLA Plus that is in stock, okay? Then send me that plus your address to this email. You ready? It is my first name, Fedor, so Fedor, at 3dprintsos.com. So Fedor at 3dprintsos.com. Send me your address and your choice of filament that's in stock. A spool of PLA Plus, any color. And send me that over. I will forward that over to them. And it will take probably around 2 to 3 weeks to receive it. In some rare cases, it takes about 4 weeks to receive it. They ship them in bundles. So for the person that won last week, that hasn't shipped out yet because they're waiting to ship 2, 3, 4. Because I can imagine it gets expensive. They're going to ship individual spools for me for free all this time. So can you repeat that? Sure. Fedor at 3dprintsos.com. Fedor. You can also, yeah. You can also find that email on YouTube itself, I believe there's a way, but if you can send me that tonight or tomorrow morning, that would be best, and I will just forward that info over to 3DMax and you can collect your winnings. All right, how's that sound? Everything good? All right, for everyone else, guys, if you want to support the channel, I know there's Patreon, I know there's YouTube memberships. All those are amazing and direct ways to support, but they are limited to what you receive yourself, right? Like I always try to, when I actually produce some kind of video, not a quick, you know, little announcement or a quick short, but when I actually produce videos, both YouTube members and Patreon members will get at least one full day of having that video up early, where you can ask questions, comment, that type of thing. You can also contact me directly through both avenues, obviously, because you're paying. But with the shop here, shop at 3dprintsos.com, you actually get a physical thing while also supporting me. Obviously, the other ones are monthly. You might stay 1 month. You might stay, you know, indefinitely. That's fantastic. But I feel like having a tangible thing is also cool. So if you're looking for ways to support the channel, please think about buying something from this new shop that I have here, because I'm honestly really excited about it, and I'm excited for the things. Like I said, I'm going to continue illustrating. I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek at the next design I'm working on. If you guys know Clone Wars from Star Wars, if you can imagine the Star Wars shape inspired logo, you can't actually use the exact font, but it can be somewhat similar. But I'm going to do a silhouette of a certain machine, and it's going to say Clone Wars. That's going to be the next design that I'm going to do. I think that's going to be a fun one. So if you guys have ideas for anything there as well, let me know. All right. Fedor, please come up with a hat design. Oh yeah, you guys did mention hats. Yeah, maybe it's because I don't wear hats that often. I haven't like been excited about them. But yeah, some kind of hat design would be cool. Do you mean by hat, do you mean baseball cap? Because they obviously do have baseball caps on the site. I'm just, you know, if it's kind of like funny, that would be a t-shirt, right? A hat, you wouldn't want to wear like a funny hat, right? So it has to be something cool that evolves around 3D printing, I'm guessing. So I'll have to really think about the design. Right, because you're not going to wear my logo. There's no point on wearing the logo. That's not very exciting. No one cares. So I'll have to come up with something. I'm having problems connecting to my Octoprint to my VoxLab Aquila X2. What are you using to run Octopi on? I'm assuming because you said Pi, you're running a Raspberry Pi. If so, what are the troubles? You can always jump into our Discord and hit the troubleshoot section up and make a post about it as well. Anything 3D print related, I'll buy and rock it in SF. That's cool, San Fran. Okay, cool. I'm gonna try. Maybe the silhouettes of printers is cool. Hot ends are kind of whack, I guess. Like on a hat, that'd be kind of whack. I don't know, I'll really think about it and let you know. Maybe something benchy related. We'll see. You fixed my printer, so what else? What else could I ask for? You need a nozzle design. I have a few nozzle illustrations. One had like filament tangled around it. But if, you know, nozzles are somewhat basic as well. So yeah, you're saying like maybe just a nozzle, like a styled nozzle. I'm a trucker. I need hats. All right. It's pretty direct. I think nozzle related would be sick on a hat. Okay. I would sport your logo. I appreciate that. You do. It's next to your name right there. I promise SOVOL once in a while. If you don't start the printer before I turn on the Pi, it throws a fit. However, you can print your own. When you can print your own spinner on top. Interesting, David Pulliam. How about a beanie with spaghetti on top? Just like a plate with spaghetti. It won't connect to the 3D printer. It could also be your cable, but also make sure that the port is correct, right? I think most of the time it could be cable related. Won't connect. I haven't used Octopi in a long time, to be honest. Colander. Sort of like a tattoo gun with a nozzle making out a word. If you want to go with the nozzle route. Yeah, I have something like that from the Feder Spaghetti design. This was originally, like I made a bunch of different ones, and this was originally a different layout with a nozzle with spaghetti wrapped around it. I like the idea of a nozzle printing poop instead of a twisty. Yeah, but I know not everyone's going to want to wear that, you know what I mean? But I like the idea. I'm not knocking it. I have it written in my notebook. So the cable needs to be for data. You can use a regular charging cable. Right, that's correct. Hey, Byron, that's another way to do it. That's another way to do it. Thank you very much. I truly appreciate that. This type of thing makes all these things really worth it. So I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Well, you guys don't like this? My tape tape glue. It's Byron. All right, everybody. I think we're gonna wrap the stream up until next week. I would love to do another one of these, but I'm gonna have to do one of these every other, I think, because I need to do some printer stuff. I have printer related streams to do, and that might change next week depending on how my actual video making is coming along. Like I said, I have the 2 trees to do, which is going to be my first printer that I focus on, and off stream I have to, and off camera I'm going to unbox the Elegoo machine, update the firmware, and then make some kind of video focusing on the 2 larger machines, kind of just speaking about it, you know, what kind of place they have right now in the market, that type of thing. Because I know there's still people interested in the larger machines, so we'll see. Yeah, hope everyone has a great start of the new year. Yeah, lots of stuff coming for the channel. I'm definitely have less of a plan this year. I have, you know, a giant list of videos to do. Like, it's more than I could ever have time for. So it's not the subject matter, it's just I don't have it like strictly scheduled. And honestly, I feel a little bit better about that because it's a little bit less stressful. I could always just open up my binder, you know, my notebook, and kind of go down the list and pick one and do it. Which before I had deadlines and I was, you know, trying my best to try to get someone to sponsor something, and it's not toxic. That's not the right word, but it's a job and it's exhausting. So I'm gonna take a little bit more of a chill approach and try to be a little bit more comfortable. Like I said, I used pretty much all of the earnings for this year to buy myself a camera and lens. So I have a brand new Lumix S5 II with a 20 to 60 lens and a here, let's do this, and a 50mm nifty 50. Should be cool. I have more stuff coming for this camera, and this is just an unbelievable camera. And it's going to turn the production up a little bit. One of the most fun things I have doing on one of the most things that I have most fun of, I don't know how to speak. The fun thing that I like doing in front of all those videos is make those quick intros, those little fun intros with funky sliders and angles and music. That's probably the most fun that I have doing it. And this is going to be so much more fun than 1080p 24 frames per second. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's going to elevate, and it'll make it a little bit more easy for me to come to to companies and be like, hey, let me review your machine. Here's the quality that I'm shooting for, on my channel. Whereas right now I'm sending them 720p and 1080p videos. I know a lot of people don't care about that, but I'm in product marketing in general, and it's important to me. So this is the reward for doing all the hard work that I've been doing, and I'm excited. I'm excited about it, and excited to use it. I haven't yet. I've only shot that little tiny video that only 200 people saw. So thank you once again. Your channel is awesome. Thank you very much. I have a big problem with one of my Aquilas. It stops moving and keeps oozing filament shortly after starting. Oozing filament is always going to happen because the hot end is hot, and there's always pressure of filament after your extruder, no matter the length of your Bowden tube. So oozing filament is always going to happen, but stopping moving, that's a problem. The screen freezes when it does that. Oh, okay, so it's more of an actual issue somewhere. You might have some loose cable. Check your belts as well. Is it doing it right away, or is it like overheating and then doing it? Something's not quite right there. Hard to tell from just that without looking. Make sure nothing is binding. Just enjoy yourself, or otherwise you'll burn out. Yeah, so I was kind of getting to that. Like, I was definitely burning out and just not as excited as I once was, and I dialed it back a little bit, and I feel a lot better just about doing it. And I know a lot of people get hung up on numbers, and myself as well. And sometimes I'll look at it and be like, man, I'm 3 years in. There's channels that are a year in, and they have quadruple, if not more, subs than me, and all this, and they do all these sponsor ads. I'll do sponsor ads if they feel right, but I've been denying all of them. I just don't want to, I don't want to be paid to say stuff, if that makes sense. Like, I want to say stuff myself, which means slower growth. But if you guys hang with me and hang out and support me and buy my stuff, I think everything should be fine, and we'll hang out much longer. So the extruder seems to keep moving too. Okay, so it's just movement related. So that's drivers. Since it's in a kilo, there's no like errors popping up, obviously. There's no like direct error log. Is it happening on all files for Slayer Productions, or just this one file that you're printing? This is a couple seconds in. Another quick one you can do if you don't think it's physical is reslice the file. Sometimes, I've had this happen before, sometimes just reorienting it a bit and reslicing it and doing it fresh could solve all kinds of wacky, unexplainable problems. But if it's continuously doing that, it's got to be a connection somewhere, especially if it's continuing to extrude. So you're not a sellout? No, definitely not. Sometimes I watch some channels, even people that I respect, and I don't know, it like kind of rubs me the wrong way sometimes, and I'm just like, I don't know. And I've done it myself. Like, I did a spot for Skillshare early on, and I thought that was so cool that they came to me. And it was a tiny amount of money too. But the problem was it was a kind of a strict timeline, and it was 6 videos I had to produce with that spot in it, and it's laughable for the amount of money that I did it for, and the fact that I'm coming home from work, hanging out with my family, and then I'm rushing to do more work that doesn't actually pay. It takes the hobby out of it. It took the wind out of my sails still, and it's been like well over a year. So I definitely want to avoid that, and I think if someone comes to me with a sponsorship, it has to be kind of more on my terms for me to do that. Otherwise, I'm just not doing it. And like I said, I've been turning them down all the time. So it is what it is. Hey Jerry, how you doing, man? I'm drinking comfy seat. Well, we just ended. The stream is done, man. A little bit late. Just to catch you up, this is what we built today. Huh? Check this out. Ailerons. Huge monster wing. 4.3 feet. Came together pretty nicely. So yeah, that was a success. I'm looking forward to doing more with that plane. Federer and Leo before I watch that. Yeah, Leo's a cool dude too. Hopefully we'll catch up. I'll catch up with him again, maybe at the next next event or something, and maybe we'll do a little bit more this time. I don't know. It obviously depends on his time and where he is. But if he's coming to the next show and he's like in my literally backyard, maybe I'll get him in here and we can shoot something together. It'll kind of be fun. Reslicing a couple other files, probably a connection. Okay. Yeah, if it's doing it all the time, it's got to be a connection. You know, turn everything off, unplug it, flip it over, pop open that Mobo cover, and see what it's looking like in there. Maybe there's a loose wire somewhere. You know, so let's see. So it's an Aquila, so it's a Cartesian machine. So check that X motor, make sure the connector is in, and if it's in on the actual motor, check that wire, make sure it's not, you know, snagging somewhere, make sure it goes all the way into the motherboard. If that is connected, then it could be a bad actual driver on the X that's stopping, which would be a kind of bummer. Now, does the bed keep moving when this happens, or the bed and the head stop? Let me know about that. Now they got to make money too for the people. Yeah. I mean, they definitely got to make money. But, you know, if one person jumped on Skillshare, at least for several months, that would cover not only everything that they pay me, but they would have made money on it. So it's just not worth it. Not worth it to do that kind of stuff. Now, if it's like a printer thing, I'll do it. Like, you know, I thought about doing what everyone else does, like PCBWay and some of the similar ones like that. But I just don't use that kind of stuff, so it's hard for me to. It's pure marketing at that point, and I don't know. My goodness, that's massive. That's right. That's right. Yes. That's the difference. I would like to be actually involved with it. So, for example, this airplane build was sponsored by 3DMax. I took no money. The money that I took was for the electronics of this. So this box filled with motors and stuff, I literally gave them an exact bill of those parts. They paid for it and they sent me filament to do it. So I didn't have to pay out of pocket for the project, but the project is like mine. And I have no time frame, nothing. They just trusted me with it, to be creative and, you know, to do it and to have fun. That's the type of sponsorship I'm after. Obviously, I would love some money. Everyone wants money. But I think it has to be similar to that. I don't want to just read a thing off of paper and take the money and go. That's for jobs. That's for like an actual job. Federal Leo video would be awesome. That's right. I gotta send them this clip. Everything stops but the extruder. Wow, okay, so yeah, that could be a little bit more involved. Check wiring first, obviously, right? If the extruder is working, that driver is working, it could be a bad motherboard, sadly, but it could also be a funky connection somewhere. Yep, cool. So when the project is done, they can look at what you did with our filament. Yeah. I did 2 PCB sponsors each month, but I genuinely think the service is very good. 100% of the money gets dumped back into the channel, grow the output. Hey man, listen, I got nothing against that, especially if you use PCBWay, which I'm sure you do. I'm just not, I don't make PCB stuff. Like, for example, Nathan builds robots. He legitimately uses PCBWay to make stuff. Right, so that just makes sense to me. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. And also, you're very good at what you do. You have a very different style than me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to compare you against me, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about that. We could totally coexist and be buddies, which is hopefully what we'll do. What transmitter do you need for the plane? So there's a million different types of transmitters now. I used to have the TX16 S, I believe, with metal CNC gimbals that I loved. It was massive, and I thought that was so cool. And then I tried a smaller transmitter, and I just fell in love with it. So I use a kind of inexpensive. Actually, you know what? Let me grab it. I'll show you my transmitter. It's right here next to my favorite quad. So this is a jumper. What's it called? T-Lite, I think. Not T-Lite. Yeah, jumper T-Lite. Very inexpensive. I think it's like $80 or $70 brand new. But I hacked it a bit with some CNC gimbals. So I have metal CNC gimbals on this thing, so that gives it a significantly better feel. But for some reason, I just really fell in love with this shape. And there's a bunch on the market now, you know, for this. But to get into this is really inexpensive. They also have ELRS built in now, so you don't need one of these little jumpers. You can just run everything off the single battery. And then if you really fall in love with it like I did, then you can, you know, go ahead and grab yourself these CNC style gimbals. They're from a different, they're not actually supposed to be on this. You have to splice some wiring, and it's kind of funky to do. But for me, I absolutely love this shape, and I have some printed mods, so it's comfortable. But I think the transmitter is a little bit personal, like just the shape of it and how comfortable it is for your hands. I do like the mini gimbals over full-size gimbals, just because the throw, I have kind of smaller, shorter, stubby fingers. So to throw full-size gimbals just doesn't feel right. And you know, I have the DJI Remote 2 as well, but I hate the gimbals on it so much. But obviously for some systems like DJI systems, you're kind of forced to use it, and it's very similarly shaped to this. But yeah, this is my current setup with ELRS for pretty much everything. So I'll be flying with this as well, and it gives me so many switches that, you know, the TX16 or whatever it was by Radiomaster is great, but this is fine. An RC3 model company should sponsor you. Wouldn't that be nice? I would love to do that. I mean, that whole other channel needs some love as well. And eventually some of this plane content will go there too. I absolutely respect your style. I definitely don't like when sponsor segments are in videos and the creator doesn't actually believe in the service or product. Yeah. I agree. I agree too. Like sometimes there'll be like food or something funky, and I'm like, come on. Just money grabs, I guess. Right? I have 2 of those. Yeah, they're so cheap. You can do anything. You can just toss them at some point. You know. This controller suite, is it printed? No, it's not printed, but it has, you know, 3D printed parts on it. So this is TPU. And this little guy is TPU. There's other mods that you can do to print out of TPU, but this is just a basic setup that I'm pretty comfortable with it. Craft the Quads, what's up, man? Yeah, this is my setup, man. You've seen my TX16. What's it called? I don't remember. It's been a while. For those that don't know, Craft the Quads. Oh, by the way, all that stuff comes tomorrow, dude. So the Holodonata is gonna start tomorrow. For those that don't know, he makes my favorite quads. He's the designer of this guy. Let me grab it real quick. Of course, I opened the wrong one. Well, you jumped in the right stream, Kai. Yeah, so this is one of his frames. This is a 5-inch freestyle quad. It's absolutely fantastic. You can fit any system in here. It flies amazing. It's been great. Let me grab my favorite quad that I got. It's right here. So, you know, I have a bunch of this type of thing, but check this out. Yeah, boy. This is by far has been my favorite quad. Oh, if I cover my face. Come on. Focus. Well, this little guy is called the Odinata by Crafted Quads, and this has been by a landslide my most used and most favorite quad. The thing I like best about it, for those that care or that are even still in the stream hanging out, is this 5-inch quad has a ton of power and it's just an absolute beast. But this little guy that's the same size as just the prop feels about the same for what this is. You're obviously not gonna have, you know, ridiculous power like that 5-inch quad, but there's something about this for its size that just makes it feel epic. And I can bring this to work and, you know, go fly at lunch somewhere without anybody even hearing or knowing it. You can still do any freestyle stuff that you might want that has plenty of power for that. And just, you know, I'm always bugging about this thing because it's just so cool. So what I'm building next is the slightly larger version of this, because it's going to have an HD system in it. And I think I brought it upstairs, or is it on? No, I brought it upstairs. So it's gonna run the DJI 03 Air unit naked. So all those parts come tomorrow. I'm so happy about it. Oh, nice, cool, yeah. How often do you fly? I fly as often as I can. Now that it's winter and cold, I've flown a lot less. In the summer, I would fly anytime it's not raining, any day. So I'm lucky enough to fly sometimes for work. So we'll set up some shoots. Most of the time, unfortunately for those, I'm not flying like freestyle quads. But the Odinata is probably the, not Odinata, sorry. The Avata, the DJI Avata is probably the closest I can get to freestyle for work stuff. A lot of it is photo, video related. But yeah, anytime I can get my hands on a little quad and fly for 10, 15 minutes, I do it. Your camera's doing a good job. Yeah, following you. Yeah, I mean, it's a little gimbal camera. That thing's cool. How much does that mini thing cost from nothing to functional? That's actually a good question. Realistically, so this particular build is kind of on the higher end with the slightly larger motors and whatnot, and the batteries, I guess, that I've been using, they're totally unnecessary. I would say probably $150 from start to finish without exaggerating. That will get you a bunch of extra props as well. Yeah, probably $150 with a bunch of batteries, with some extra props, maybe even an extra motor, and I bet you might even be able to throw that in there. But you're gonna have to, the goggle is gonna probably be your most expensive part. The goggles are expensive no matter how you cut it. So every time you build a quad, probably between $150 to $250, somewhere in that range, depending on how pricey you want to get with stuff. I tend to stick with budget stuff because I'll just destroy these things. Like this is technically an all budget build with the Speedy B stuff and these IIIDMax motors. But yeah, probably between 150 to 250, depending on what you're into and what your style is. But then your radio and your, come on camera. What? Come on. There we go. There it is. But probably the radio and your goggle are going to be a separate expense. If you fly that much, your arms must be so tired. RC 3D printing are the greatest compliment. Yeah, they are. Brian, I don't know if you've been on the channel or watched the channel quite a lot, but I have a bunch of 3D printed RC stuff Finally finished the trailer build there, so this one pulls that one on a trailer now. Spectrum 400 has become rather obsolete over the past few years. Last told them buying a fly plane area. Oh yeah, Spectrum, no Spectrum. No Spectrum. ELRS is the new hotness. What 3-in-1? This is the Diamond, what's it called? Happy Model Diamond 3-in-1. So it's the lightest one that you, at the time at least. I think there might have been lighter ones now, but you know, it's obviously an analog quad, so it's tiny. I mean, it's laughable how tiny that is. I've been out of RC world for a while. I've been trying to stay in it, you know. Yep, exactly. Right, exactly. I'm not competing, and the work stuff is very different. Actually, the Hollow Donata I do plan on using for work because it could finally have the 03 quality. Kai, I don't know if you're still in here or not, but check out this wing, dude. And I mean, like, not like I meant like an actual wing. By the way, I obviously saw your video of you and Bubby hanging in the mountains, slipping everywhere. Yeah, man, this is gonna be a dope build. We'll see what happens. You know, I still have quite a lot of parts to put together from it, but this will be on ELRS, and then I'll figure out if I'm gonna throw a camera on it or not. We'll see. I feel like this thing's gonna fall and break. How about I just set it down like that? There we go. That's safe. Can't see it, but it's safe. It is 4.3 feet. Are you going to run a manual and on a flight controller? Manual. Flight controller would be a great idea, and I have some too. No, I'm just gonna go manual and crash it into the ground like instantly. Yeah, fun stuff. I also have this old school quad that actually flies fantastic despite people talking crap on it. I have this this old school one-piece Chameleon, and this thing flies. Oh right, wrong camera. This thing flies awesome. I still love it. It's very heavy in comparison to pretty much anything. But you know what? It's a lot of TPU. Definitely a lot of TPU prints. This thing still flies great, and this is my backup quad. So if anything ever happens to my main quads over here, I bust this thing out and then slam that thing directly into whatever, because that's how I fly. I just slam shit. Whoops, I cussed. Demonetized. Comes up to chesticles. It's true. All right, yeah, it's nighttime for me as well. Yep. Aim down, hammer in the throttle, baby. All right, everybody. Wow, it's almost 1 a.m. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Congratulations to the winner of our filament giveaway. Please do me a solid and check out the store. Even if you just look, you don't have to buy. Just take a look. Maybe you'll like something, or maybe you'll come up with some other idea for me to do, which I would also appreciate. Join the Discord. Lots of people in there. Lots of fun. Zoomian's in there. You can get under her skin and she'll yell at you. And then I have to go in there and calm her down. Is that accurate, Zoomy? So, all right. Everyone, have a good one. I'm out of here. And I'll catch you in the next one all over the place.